Look at your screen. Really look at it. What started as a legitimate cry for justice and a demand for lineage based reparations and a seat at the table for what are called the so-called descendants of enslaved people has mutated. The FBA and ADOS movements didn't just hit a wall, they hit a subscribe button. We've watched a fight for a check from the government turn into a fight for a super chat or a donation for a pseudo historical documentary from a captive audience. It's become a digital gold rush where the currency is vitriol and the product is division. We aren't debating policy anymore. We're litigating who's black enough for a 3-hour live stream. Now, we've gone so far, we're in the middle of a global black civil war, according to many people observing from the outside. It's the diaspora versus the lineage. It's toxic tropes, xenophobic dog whistles, and lineage weaponized in the name of gatekeeping our struggle. But while we tear each other apart over who's foundational, who's original, who's an immigrant, who's an interloper, the systemic structures we're supposed to be fighting against are just sitting back watching the metrics climb. See, this movement is different. This movement is different because this movement didn't get sold out like the movements of before. It got monetized. We've traded the pursuit of long-term repair for short-term engagement. And if we don't stop feeding this algorithm our own flesh, there won't even be a community if there's anything left to call a community. There will be no one here left to receive the reparations we're supposedly fighting for. My friends, I'm telling you today, the revolution will not be televised. It will be grifted for $4.99 a pop. We got these people out here screaming and hooping and hollering, embarrassing themselves because they think that the president of Ghana has come to America to steal their reparations. What makes this tragic is the fact that not even a couple days ago, the United States of America made it very clear that they are against the idea of reparations being paid to anyone, especially the descendants of African slaves. My grandmother used to tell me, if you're going to argue, make sure your argument is strong. And I can't really say that for the reparations argument. Do I want reparations? Don't get it twisted. If reparation checks were cut today, I won't mind. Tell me where to go get it, and I'm going to show up. But the reality is we were not good stewards of the struggle of our ancestors, and we have made it almost impossible to justify or argue in favor of anyone giving us reparations in the form of cash payments. So what the Ghanaian president came to get was what many people believe is the best we could possibly hope for. He's done what many African leaders have done over the years. He's done what many Black American or foundational Black leaders have done over the years. He asked for an apology and he asked for symbolism because he knows just like we know that's the only thing that we're going to receive that's going to keep the doors open to mutual trade and collective work. The people who are angry, they're just ignorant. And the people behind them are simply upset because they see their opportunity to grift off the idea of reparations slipping away. If you look at who's leading the charge on reparations, these people only exist on the internet. You don't see TARIQ Nasheed in your daily walk. You wouldn't even know where to run into him if you wanted to do so. You don't see Yvette Carnell on the day-to-day. She's not sitting in the middle of a center, a black center, or epicenter of black creative thought or collectivity. She's on the internet, coming to you maybe once a week, sometimes even once a month, to remind you that she's the end-all be-all when it comes to this idea of receiving reparations. TARIQ Nasheed visits you a little more, but because intertwined in his reparations grift is his constant begging for funds for his failed movie empire. I don't know which hidden colors we're on. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 12? But what I know is that there's not a single thing that has been accomplished since the initiation of the Hidden Colors pseudo-historical documentary series. I mean, let's be real. It's costing us more to fight for reparations than we actually have received in the name of reparations. Even the president of Ghana coming to America to ask for an apology on behalf of victims of the transatlantic slave trade is costing millions and millions of dollars that his poor, struggling country simply does not have. Current estimates price his trip to America to beg for an apology at $20,000 an hour. A third world nation who hasn't even figured out a way to sustain their economy in a consistent way is spending $20,000 an hour to come beg a white man for an apology. And what is that even worth? I saw a white guy kissing some black guy's feet, and that wasn't enough for black people. Let's be real. It'll never be enough. An apology is as good for you as it's as useful for you as having a pocket on a shoe. It's just not going to do anything for you that's going to satisfy you. But I've learned to come to understand something about our people. And I believe that we might be the only group of people on earth who believes that symbolism is currency. See, one of the things I've always noticed when talking to opposite races, other races, is that whenever you're at an impasse with them and they're trying to reason with you, but they understand that they're in a tough spot and you ain't buying what they're selling, what do they always revert back to? They bring up symbolism. They actually weaponize symbolism against you. If you get mad at a white person and you ready to bust his head to the white meat show, he gonna say, remember Dr. Martin Luther King? He was an advocate of peace and justice, and I have a dream that one day my 4 little girls will be able to stand on the porch with 4 white little girls, and they'll be able to eat chitlins and collard greens with a little bit of vinegar sprinkled on top. They always revert back, or they always take you back to whatever symbolism they injected into your community's psyche as a way to kind of calm the beast. And I believe that the apologies for reparations and the apologies for slavery are nothing more than the latest iteration of that. There might come a time where there's some funk or there's some friction in this country, and it might be race related. Though I believe it might have a little bit more to do with the immigration, even if it does come about and there comes a point where black people might have the upper hand, we know they're going to revert back. They're going to go back to this apology to this Ghanaian king or president as a way to try to get you up off their ass. I don't know about you, but apologies just don't do it for me. Symbolism just doesn't do it for me. Are we going to keep asking for the handout? Are we going to keep asking for the payment for the work of our ancestors that they never got paid for? When are we going to start, instead of asking for reparations, start demanding for these people to get the hell off of our backs so we can take advantage of the opportunities that are presented like everyone else? I look at the presidential election or the general election. I don't even see a black face on stage anymore. I look at political races all around the country, and I don't even see black faces participating. When I look at black politicians, all I see is black politicians continuously losing their seats for becoming the poster children of highly unpopular, horrible liberal Democrat policy. You know the names because there's a list. Jasmine Crockett is the latest victim. Right after her, you got Al Green. Not to mention the Nina Turners, the Fonnie Willis, the Jamal Bowman, and the Cori Bushes of the world. What exactly are you gaining in your fight for reparations? A lot of us don't know the story of the King Pyrrhus. King Pyrrhus was a king who fought the Romans. Every time King Pyrrhus fought the Romans, he won major victories. Even when it seemed as if the battles were lost, Pyrrhus would continue to fight to the bitter end and would somehow manage to conquer or defeat the Romans in every battle. Pyrrhus was lauded as a great general king, a warrior king, and his people celebrated and loved him. But the only problem with Pyrrhus was the fact that he would stay in the battle and fight to the bitter end even when he should have retreated. It created a situation where the losses became too great to overcome. See, what Pyrrhus did is, in securing the victory of certain battles, he ultimately sacrificed the war. Because by the time it came for him to stand against the Romans again, he had depleted his armies so completely that he didn't even have soldiers to fight, and the Romans marched right in and took over. I fear this may be the situation we're in with the fight for reparations. We might be giving up so much in the name of securing reparations that if we don't secure reparations, or if we ever do, which I don't think is likely, we might come to realize that what we gave away or what we lost during the fight greatly outweighs what we could possibly gain. Even now, I see people in the comments, y'all deserve it. There's a lot of people who deserve a lot of things, but that doesn't mean they're going to get it. And what many have to understand is that African Americans signed an invisible contract, a social contract with this country, where they ultimately said, we forgive you for all the injustices of slavery. Now, instead of being a willing, deserving recipient of reparations that are owed, we prefer to be yoked beside the Caucasian in this country, working side by side with him to make America great. A lot of you won't understand that. A lot of you come from third world democracy projects and really don't know what it means to have resounding success and prosperity as a country. Your idea of a dream is to leave wherever you came from and come here so that you can take advantage of the opportunities that exist nowhere else in the world but America. This is a conversation that I believe is between two parties: the black African descendants of African slaves who were enslaved not only by their own in West Africa, but entered into chattel slavery at the hands of the white European known as the American. If we go by the law, the book has been closed. Your country has made a decision that they will even defend in front of the UN and every other nation on earth. And unfortunately for you, there's no nation on earth that could whoop your country into submission and make them give you these reparations. Unfortunately, that's the facts. But because you don't have the will or the desire or the strength to let go of the idea of reparations, you will continue to be exploited in the name of reparations by any con artist, grifter, bamboozler, swindler who comes along and sees you have a weakness. They know how to get you to let your guard down. Even now, grifter Dennis Sperling, failed lawyer, failed romantic, he's talking about how many people would be willing to donate to him so that he can litigate the situation regarding slavery. The problem is, black lawyers greater than Dennis, more accomplished than Dennis, have already litigated these reparation cases. And if you want to be real, how are you going to go gain reparations by law when the law retains the ability to change the laws and can do so in an instant and bar you from reparations? The law is not something that is set in stone. Congress can take a vote today saying that reparations will never be paid in the form of cash payments to the descendants of slaves. They could do that today. And where would you be? How much would you have wasted? How much time would you have spent only to see everything smashed into pieces right before your eyes? I'm not saying you're not going to get reparations. I'm not saying we'll never go back to the moon. I'm just saying it's incredibly unlikely. And the only reason why the con artists and grifters online are still screaming reparations, the only reason why they are mad over reparations is because they see their ability to grift you in the name of reparations coming to an end. That is why they're trying to tell you that the president of Ghana came to America to steal your reparations and take them back to his country and divide them up amongst the Ghanaian people. But if you go and do the research, you will see that there was not even a demand or request for any amount of cash involved in the ceremony that the president of Ghana traveled to the United States on a budget of $20,000 an hour for. He came all these miles, spent all of his country's money to stand in and receive an apology from someone who is not even the leader of the United States of America. When are we going to come to understand or accept the reality? Have you ever heard of the monkey trap, where they put something shiny through a coconut? This is what they used to do. They would hollow out this coconut and they would attach it to, like, I don't know, some type of contraption. And basically the monkey would stick his hand through because he would want to grab onto whatever shiny object was in the trap. But what made it a trap wasn't the fact that the contraption would close on the monkey's hand and he couldn't get out. What made it a trap was the fact that the monkey absolutely refused to let go of whatever he grabbed onto inside of the trap. And thus his unwillingness to let go ended up dooming him and trapping him. This is what I believe reparations to be for black folks. We just don't understand that just because we think something, we deserve something, just because we feel like it's owed to us, that doesn't mean that someone's going to give it to you. And if you say that, we make you the enemy, right? If you say that, you're a coon. Oh, you a traitor. You're this and you're that. You're not loyal to the black cause. But my question to you is, what person can be loyal to a group of people who can't even be loyal to themselves? What person can be loyal to a group of people who can't even be loyal to their own future? What person can be loyal to a group of people who can't even be loyal to their own potential? Every minute you spend complaining and belly aching about reparations is a moment that you waste, that you could be using to move forward into prosperity and abundance. We used to have prosperity ministers who talked about the mindset and how the mindset played a major role in any goal that you wanted to accomplish. But you can't even coach the mindset when the mind is eternally locked on what could have been, as opposed to being focused on the future. No one's going to give you anything. That's what my grandparents used to tell me. My grandfather specifically would say, boy, don't nobody owe you shit. And it was harsh and I didn't understand it back then. But as I grow older and I deal with FBA and I deal with ADOS and I deal with people like TARIQ Nasheed and Yvette Carnell, it makes all the sense in the world. He didn't mean that he didn't really mean that no one owed me anything. What he was trying to make me understand is, even if someone does owe you something, the burden is on you to make them give it up. If the bank loans you $50 million, is the burden on you to pay it back, or and you refuse to pay it back? Is that putting the burden on you, or is that putting the burden on the bank? You have no leverage to make any demands in this country. The leverage that you used to have with your vote, you didn't use it for anything. You just gave it away. Do I believe black people could have received reparations? We always bring up the Japanese. Oh, they paid the Japanese. They paid the Jews reparations. But you know what? The Japanese vote as a bloc, and they vote for whoever does what they want them to do. The Jews, they vote as a bloc. The Jews voted against Donald Trump in 2020. Here come 2024, and they voted for Donald Trump. Why? Because the Jews vote for whoever comes to the negotiating table and says, okay, you want Jerusalem to be named the capital of Israel, and you want us to move the U.S. embassy there? I got you. Same way they sat at the table with the Japanese and said, oh, you want reparations for Pearl Harbor? I mean, for Nagasaki and Hiroshima? Oh, you want reparations for the Japanese internment? Okay, you vote for us as a bloc. You give us 95% of your vote, and we'll make that happen for you. My question to you is, how are you going to get anything when you've already given away everything in exchange for nothing at all? That is the equation, the great equation of the Negro future. How do you get something in exchange for something that you gave away for nothing? It's like a woman who's the town harlot expecting a dude to wife it up and buy her a house. You're going to charge him for something that you were giving away for free? The laws of the universe tell you that that's not something that's realistic or logical. But the laws of the universe also tell us that things are always changing. There's a saying I love from my favorite motivational speaker, Les Brown. Les Brown says, you must be willing to do the things today that others will not do, to have the things tomorrow that others will not have. So my question to all of you, from me to you, with love and abundance in my heart is, what will you do today? What will you do today to have the things tomorrow that others will not have? You could answer that in the comments. Guys, you're a Pan-Africanist. You answer that question. I answered the question. What you mean, boy? I've answered this question time and time again, but y'all don't want to listen to your boy. When I tell you the truth, I'm a coon. He's a coon. He's Uncle Tom. He's a traitor. You know what, bump this? I'm going to watch TARIQ NASHEED tell me that reparations is right around the corner. You had your opportunity. I fought a civil war with my own people over this idea that we need to aim for more than just reparations. I'm not saying that people can't fight for reparations. What I'm saying is the question I'm asking is, why does that basket deserve all of your eggs? What group of people on earth base their entire political identity around one issue for 10 straight years? What group of people on earth gave away the Buy Black movement, the economic empowerment movement, black business directories, Live Black, Love Black, Buy Black, and all these things that we fought so hard for? What group of people gave all that away so that they can more wholly, more totally chase the dream of reparations? And guys, I'm right with you. There is something you're owed. That's a fact. But what you're owed is an apology. You're owed an apology from all the grifters who hoodwinked, swindled you, and bamboozled you, using this idea that they were going to help you gain reparations. I remember TARIQ NASHEED said out of his own chapstick overusing lips, I'm going to show you how to get reparations, when he subverted and divided the ADOS movement. I remember Antonio Moore damn near guaranteeing that if you guys stuck together, you would see yourself with a big fat reparations check by now. That's the apology you need. Bump asking the government for an apology. The government is like old pimp. The government tell you what it is and what it ain't, and what it's going to be and what it's not. The apology you're really looking for is from the people who wasted almost 10 years of your life, encouraging you to worship at the altar of unreceived reparations. And then once they made their pockets fat, they just walked away. That's who owes you a apology. But what will we do? We'll do what we always do. We'll just laugh it off. It ain't no thing. No, it is a thing. Because you then went from being young to having gray up in your beard and gray up on your head, and you ain't came not even a step closer to reparations. As a matter of fact, they so totally swindled you. As a matter of fact, they so totally swindled you that they put you in a worse position when it comes to reparations than you've ever been. Because at first it was just our ancestors were taken, our ancestors were forced to work, and they deserve compensation, and we're willing to accept that on their behalf. But then you attach the xenophobia to it. Then you attach the hatred to it. Then you attach the online bullying to it. Hell, next what you're going to attach to it? Violence? And all that just made the idea of reparations slip further and further out of reach. And when we came to you, and when we tried to reason with you, you cursed us out. You called me Bucci Bear. Bucci. But it was wisdom that you were rejecting. It was an opportunity to maybe receive reparations that you were rejecting. And now, what do you have? Nothing left but your foolish pride. And if that is enough to sustain you, then so be it. Enjoy it. Relish in it. But I know it's not. I know it's not. Because you really thought you were going to get a check. Cut the check. Doesn't have the same ring to it. It doesn't have the same ring as it once did. Cut the check. It doesn't echo through the halls of our DNA. It doesn't hit the blood like it once did. Now I hear cut the check, and I just chuckle a little bit because I think of all the things we gave up and sacrificed for the check. Do you guys understand that our people were willing to sacrifice their whole damn identity? Not for a check, but for the idea of getting a check. Only to have the United States government come and say, I'm never giving you guys reparations. It's never happening. And it doesn't matter what you say. And it doesn't matter what you think. And it doesn't matter what your big mama told you if she told you that you was 62% Cherokee Indian. She lied to you. She lied to you. And what's worse, you lied to yourself. You lied to yourself. So you can't even blame them. It's not anyone's fault, but ours. And the only person who's going to be able to fix it is us. Even now, bet that room stank. That's all we got is jokes. We damn sure ain't got reparations, but we damn sure got jokes. But it's like old Illinois told Bumpy Johnson on the movie Hoodlum. We the joke, Bumpy. We the joke. Because we wasted 10 years of our lives. Worse than our own physical lives, we wasted 10 years of our political lives chasing something that we all deep down inside knew was never going to come. ADOS and FBA never even left the realm of being a digital online movement. Right now, when is the next FBA conference? Because you didn't have one last year. When is the next ADOS conference? You didn't have one last year. It's gone. Your leaders have abandoned you, and they've moved on with their lives. And me, I'm like the old leper, the old priest who goes and works on the Isle of the lepers with all the kids with leprosy, just trying to nurse y'all a little bit and give y'all a little strength and motivation so y'all could jump off the porch again with a different pursuit. And what do I get? I get ridiculed. I get mocked. Listen, it's your kids whose future you were banking on reparations, not mine. I'm trying to tell you out of love, not hate, not jealousy, not envy. But if you don't want to accept it, that's on you. Accept it or reject it. Reject it. Kick it on down the road if you don't want to listen. But we all know it's true. You can't debate or dispute the truth, the reality. Now, guys, I'm sorry about that, but we can't keep on belly aching over that stuff. We have more pressing issues to be concerned about. And one of those issues is the situation in our cities. You're probably first generation Caribbean. No, I'm not. I ain't no damn Caribbean. No, man. I'm not Caribbean, man. That's another defense mechanism. When somebody talking sense to us, like common, could you imagine believing that when somebody talk common sense to you, you're Caribbean? You must be a tether. What you're basically saying is that only that group of people, they have more common sense than you. They have more common sense than your own group. It doesn't make sense. It's like when somebody black talks proper. You talking white. Well, then all black people must talk ghetto then. Stop making certain stuff synonymous with your identity. That's what ignorant people do. No, there's plenty of black people who have common sense, who know that the United States ain't about to pass nobody out a check based on race. They're not even going to pass you a check based on lineage, bro. That's real. They won't. They're not going to do anything for you. And the reason is not even because they don't want to, but because they have so many other groups in this country that they're not trying to lose the support of those groups in an effort to gain the support that they already have, no matter what. Understand that for the United States to give you reparations, that would mean they're putting you in a higher position than a lot of groups in America. What do you have to give, to leverage? What do you have to offer them that makes it plausible or logical for them to do that, right? You most of your people don't even vote. And the ones that do vote, they only vote Democrat. So right there, you eliminated the Republican Party because they know you're going to vote 85, 90% for Democrats. Then, even with the Democrats, they already know they got your vote. They're like, Democrats are literally with black people like, we know you're going to vote for us no matter what we do. So why cater to the vote that's already captured while we can go and cater to a vote that we trying to get? Who could tell me what group right now the Democrat Party is trying to appeal to? Who can tell me what vote the Democrat Party is chasing right now? Can you tell me? Anybody, any of my ADOS, where you from crew, can any of you tell me what vote the Democrat Party is trying to capture right now? Huh? I'll tell you. The Democrat Party is trying to capture the 50% of the Latino vote that voted in favor of Donald Trump in the last election. They're doing a pretty good job because the ICE raids and all that has made Republican policies as far as immigration incredibly unpopular. Even if some of the Hispanics supported deportation, the optics of it have been presented in a way that is making them second guess that. Why would the government right now, the Democrats especially, because you know your vote's going Democrat if you're black, no matter what. So let's just remove the Republicans. Y'all ain't talking to them. They offered you $500 billion and you didn't even sniff it. No, we want it from a Democrat. Okay, so that's not real. Why would the Democrats stop the pursuit of the 50% of the Latino vote that went to Donald Trump in an effort to fight for reparations or give reparations to a group of people who are already guaranteed to vote for them? That's my question. If you break it down with that logic, guess what? You know it ain't coming. And then your leadership, they so busy trying to straddle the fence and not alienate certain people with, they know you're hopelessly dedicated to Democrats. That's why when it comes to voting, they don't say, well, we're going to show the Democrats by voting Republican. No, because they know you won't follow them. They go to, oh, we're just going to choose the couch and not vote. We're just not going to vote. We're going to eliminate ourselves from the political decision-making process as a protest to the government saying that we want reparations. And if you really break it down and use your brain to think about it, not voting or choosing the couch literally had zero impact on the reparations argument. It literally had zero impact on the reparations argument. Because if it did, they would be at the table with you right now trying to negotiate reparations if they felt that was the major thing that caused them to lose in 2024. Let's be real. Let's be real. You have to understand the truth. No, it's not understand because we good. We understand well. You have to be willing to accept the fact. You have to be willing to accept the facts. Either you're going to start working across the aisle with the other party to make your party think that they're going to lose you so they can start throwing perks and benefits and offers your way, or you're going to just keep being on that side getting nothing while every year you're at that ballot box checking Democrat. That's real. So it is what it is. But have you guys been keeping up with the news? Because there were a couple of news stories that I wanted to cover today. It's good to have you all here. Please hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new to this channel, in the comments, let me know where you're from. I want to know. Let me know what you like and what you don't like about this content. And I'm paying attention, and I'm taking notes, and I'm taking some advice. But in Chicago, there's been an act of betrayal that I have never, the likes of which I have never seen before, where Mayor Brandon Johnson continues to put his city in danger, all in an effort to create a safe haven for illegal, criminal, alien migrants. Even after a young white girl, Sheridan Sheridan Gom, what was her name? Gomer? Sheridan Gorman. Even after this young white girl, Sheridan Gorman, was killed by an illegal criminal alien migrant who jumped out of the bushes of her college campus while she was strolling with her friends, looking at the northern lights. Brandon Johnson is still out here on his crusade to demonize ICE and convince black people that having illegal criminal alien migrants here to compete with us for everything, resources, work, reparations, is somehow in our best interest. Let's check this out. The new abolish ICE snowplow. An illegal immigrant just killed a young white girl 2 days prior. And he's telling people that the major threat in that city is ICE. ICE would have got rid of the illegal before he killed Sheridan. But for some reason, in Brandon Johnson's mind, ICE is the problem.
Did you reconsider rescheduling this event given the murder of Sheridan Gorman by an undocumented immigrant?
Well, look, as I've said before, my condolences to the family of Sheridan. This is a terrible tragedy. And what I've said from the very beginning, I'm going to continue to use every single tool that's available to me to protect the residents of the city of Chicago. And this tragedy is not going to deter us from our work. In fact, it's going to challenge us all to double down on our efforts to ensure that we are protecting every single individual across neighborhoods. And look.
So, just because an illegal criminal alien killed a white girl in Chicago, that doesn't mean that the mayor, Brandon Johnson, is going to stop his work of making sure that the city of Chicago is a safe haven for illegal immigrants. Guys, Chicago, black folks in Chicago voted this dude into power. But he's like, even though you guys voted for me, I'm going to go work for another group of people who can't even cast a vote legally in my city. That's how you're going to get reparations? I mean, this is a serious question. That's how y'all going to get reparations? Putting politicians in power who, as soon as they get sworn in, they're working for illegal immigrants. They're not even working for you. They're putting more effort into keeping illegal immigrants in the city than they are into providing resources and opportunities for the black constituents who actually put them in office. That's how, I mean, I see my FBA people in the comments. That's how you guys are winning? That seems like a winning strategy to you. Y'all asking me dumb questions. Where are you from? And da-da-da. This is the guy who you need to be asking questions. Yo, B, yo, Brandon. We got the same name, unfortunately. Yo, Brandon, how is fighting for people who can't even vote for you gonna help you stay in power as the mayor of Chicago in the next coming election. He'll say, well, look, dummy, black people voted for me by 99%. And they're not going to stop. They got you. They got you. It's like an abusive relationship. And the sex is good. As long as you remain a person who prioritizes good sex over everything else in the relationship, that person has you stuck. You're stuck. You're digmatized. You're not going nowhere. That's black people with the Democrat Party. Only problem is there's no sex. There's none. They're not giving you anything. They got a headache every night when it comes to doing something for you. But you're going to keep on voting for them. And the question you should be asking, instead of hitting people up talking about where are you from and are you a tether, the question you should be asking is, why do we keep supporting these people? Why do you keep supporting these people? And the funny thing, like if you're a black conservative like myself, you get asked this question all the time. And so you kind of have an answer prepared because it's asked so much, right? Right? But my question is, why do people on the other side of the argument or the other side of the aisle never get asked this question? Well, we've asked them the question. They can't explain it. They can't tell you why, they vote Democrat. They say, either I vote Democrat or I'm not voting at all. Well, guess what? If you don't vote at all, that also ensures you're not going to get anything. Because the Democrats going to say, well, we're not going to work with you because you didn't vote for us. But we weren't going to work with you anyway, so whatever. The Republican Party will say, well, we're not going to vote for you. You didn't give us no votes. Let me not vote for you, then come make demands. Guys, that don't make sense. That's like a woman who ain't putting out asking you to buy her car. What?
When you decided to support Trump
the dude you're putting out for ain't even buying your car. Now you want me to buy you one? Come on, y'all. We understand this equation perfectly. Recently, my boy Anton Daniels, he was on the Stephen A. Smith show. Shout out to him. He's another brother who's a black conservative. His channel is doing amazing. He got all the views. Love it. Appreciate him. And he's always showing me love. And I'm very happy for him. But he's asked a question that black conservatives always get asked. And he's going to answer it. But my question is, before someone asks you, my thing is, before someone asks you, do you ask yourself, what am I getting? What am I gaining? How is this helping me? How is this helping me in my personal life? Let's tap into this.
When you decided to support Trump in 2024, what was it about the MAGA movement that made you support it? Was it the fact that you are, as you described, or was there something different transpiring in 2024 that you saw compelled you to gravitate towards that?
Well, the first thing is I felt like the election was stolen from him in 2020. There's no way that anybody can convince me that Joe Biden is the most popular president of all time and he got over 81 million votes. I'm not going for it. The second thing is that I start to take a deeper look at my own life, right? Because especially as black people in the community, we taught to automatically vote Democrat regardless because we black, right?
Yeah.
But when I started to deep dive into the things that Democrats stood for, it wasn't the fact that Republicans or Trump or MAGA first got my attention. The first thing that got my attention is the things that I didn't align with the party that I had been voting for based off of what my family told me to do, right? I don't believe in men and women's bathrooms. I don't believe in, a lot of the stuff, my dollars going to the federal government and letting them manage my money more than I can. I believe in smaller government. I believe in spirituality. I believe in a lot of the things. And so when I started to figure out, what are we doing? Why am I voting this way? I started to explore, what about Trump didn't I like? And I realized that it was more propaganda that was fed to me and that, he was supposedly be racist and all of this stuff. And then I started to evaluate every other president that came before him. And I realized that he's just a quote unquote straight shooter, right? I mean, he just tells it like it is, regardless of whether you agree with him or not. And most of the things that he said I aligned with.
When you
Right. So Anton makes a very, he expresses a very common sentiment. A lot of people think like, oh, it's about what this person is personally handing you. But the reality is, it's like, no, it's more about me aligning with this person. I see benefit in what this person is talking about. I'm buying what he's selling. Me personally, I like flying to Africa. Man, I was paying $1,600 to fly to Africa round trip under Biden. Damn near $2,000. Under Trump, what's the cost of a flight from LAX to Nairobi, Kenya, right? So if I look at that, I'm winning. Whatever your reason is, right? That's your reason. But if I look at my reason and I see that under Biden, I was paying $1,500 damn dollars, $1,700 damn dollars to go to Kenya, right? But then I look and I say, oh, under Trump, because he got the prices down really quick, despite the war situation, but he got the prices down really quick. Now, when I go look at these flight prices, what am I seeing? I'm seeing 900. I'm seeing 920. You could take a round trip to Kenya. Think about this, y'all. East Africa, round trip, $900. Bet y'all didn't know that. And the prices are very, very good. 920, 1,061. Under Biden, the prices were like this bottom part. They were all like, it's even the good trips, like even these like more expensive trips are still cheap. But when I was for 4 years under Biden, you see this 1,579, I was paying 1,600, 1,700, 1,800 for the ticket that was normally 900, like it is right now. For me, someone who, and there's even one over here for 800, if you go with the cheapest deal. Yeah, even 800. 26-hour flight, 6-hour layover in Istanbul, $872. That matters to me, right? So if someone says, oh, how did you benefit? Well, that's one of the ways I benefit, because I get cheaper flights. So if you're somebody like me who has businesses in Africa and I'm working over there, I got my land over there and stuff, that matters, because that determines whether I can go 4 times a year or if I can only go 2 times a year. So when I'm voting, it's my personal reason. But my question is, you voted for Biden, 81 million votes. What did you gain? Can any black person tell me what did they gain when they voted for him? I don't think you could. So me and Anton is on the same wavelength. He likes to build houses and stuff. It benefits him. I like to fly and go handle my business in other countries. It benefits me. That's a benefit. Until you can answer, so yeah, this is how I benefit. Then what's the point? Alan, come back up here. Somebody also called me an op. I don't know what op puts the StreamYard link right in the comments so you can come up here and explain to me how I'm an op. I'm an op because I don't agree with you? Hell, boy, you don't even agree with yourself. You don't even know what you think. You got grown-ass black men, 40 and 50 years old, who don't even know what they think, or they don't even know their own opinion on things. They don't have no passport or nothing, and they don't even know what they think about issues that affect everybody. That's just not me. That's not me. What are you saying right here? The resolution brought to the UN is for the black race. The FBA servants of TARIQ Nasheed are too stupid to understand this. Oh, I forgot. They are native Indians. Go to hell. Hey, that's another argument that makes a lot of sense. You got to know who you are to make a demand based on lineage. We got half of y'all saying y'all indigenous Native Americans, which would bar you from all reparations claims. And then the other half saying, well, we're foundational black Americans. Well, guess what? Foundational Black Americans from where? Because if I hear FBA right now and I've never heard of it, I'm going to think you guys are a WABO group, people trying to claim that you're Native Americans, because that's the most vocal element of your group. You want to be a native indigenous Indian, but you also want to get reparations for the work that was done by African slaves from Africa. And this is what I was talking about with the Ghanaian thing. At least when the Ghanaian president went, he knew what he wanted. Black folks screaming reparations and don't even know what they want. They don't even know what they want. They're literally just like, reparations, reparations, reparations. Okay, how much? 27 trillion. I watched this reparations meeting in Sacramento, and they was letting people come up, and it looked like an episode of Star Search, bro. These fool, man, I'm talking about the most clown ass dudes on earth were getting in front of that microphone saying stupid stuff. Here we go. Boy, you don't know ish about FBA spreading falsehood, and FBA isn't about just reparating. Okay, educate us, Ara. Look, guys, look, I'm going to get an FBA. Look, I will give this FBA chief 5 minutes. He can come up here. I won't say a word. I will give him 5 minutes so he can explain to us what we don't know about FBA. He won't come. FBA want to keep telling you how you don't know shit, but they can't never explain to you what you don't know. Boy, y'all got the most transparent movement on earth. Everything is online. Everything is online. Now the name calling. B, we are the true indigenous aborigines of America. Okay, so how are you going to get the reparations owed to African slaves? See, all you got to do is keep letting FBA talk, and they're going to expose themselves. They're going to expose that they don't even know who they are. They don't even know how, like, I'm dead serious. 5 minutes. Please come tell me how you're the indigenous aborigines of North America and how that entitles you to reparations that are owed to the descendants of African slaves. Because your only claim is against the United States, which was established in 1776. So all the indigenous aborigine bullshit ain't got nothing to do with the United States. This is a claim made by the descendants of African slaves who were enslaved in chattel slavery under people who were citizens of the United States government. What does indigenous aboriginal need you got to do with that, bro? But I'm telling you, they never can explain it. They can never explain it. The Cherokees and Choctaws are not original aborigines. They're not. Yeah, I don't know ish. Clearly, y'all don't know either. I know that what y'all talking about don't make no damn sense. I do know that. And I know y'all can't come up and explain it. I come in peace. Explain it to me. You got my audience. Explain it to them. Explain to them why what I'm saying is bullshit and why what you saying is the truth. You got it. I won't interrupt you. I won't say a damn word. L.A. Barrett in the building. What up, yo?
Yo, what up? What up?
What up?
So you were talking earlier about your cheap flights to Africa, right?
Yeah.
How's that balancing out with you for you with the gas prices?
Well, with me, when it comes to gas, I'm still doing the same. I fill up, I usually get premium gas anyway. And so all I did was go down to mid-grade, and that pretty much averaged everything out for me. I live in California though, so we have a different situation when it comes to gas and stuff because we pay a lot of taxes on our gas.
So gas overall nationwide is up 37%, even in California. And you're saying that you're not feeling the effects of that whatsoever.
No, I feel the effects of it, but gas been high for what, 1 month?
Okay. So what I'm saying to you is that if you're looking at the benefits of Trump administration because you save maybe $500 on a trip, I can
No,
guarantee.
I save way more than that because, for one, I go to Africa like 4 times a year. I was only able to go 2 times a year, right? When I'm there, I'm able to like make more money. I can work out like business deals with my friends and stuff. We can go, when I go stay for a month, we could buy a bunch of goats and sell them, during a holiday or somebody got a birthday. It's a lot of little stuff I do, right? So if I'm spending almost $2,000 more a year on flights, this little extra money I'm paying for gas is nothing compared to that, because I know that the gas prices won't stay inflated like this.
How do you know that?
Because this situation in Iran is about to be over. Everybody
How do
knows.
you know? How do you know that?
Because I could just look at the markets. The markets are speculating that it's going to be over soon.
I can remember around this time 2 years ago, you were telling us that a Trump presidency would bring more peace. You said there wouldn't be any new wars, right? And now we have a war.
But this is not a new war. We've been dealing with this situation with Iran for 40-something years.
But
that ain't new.
Hold on. You said that he would end wars, right?
I'm going by what you're saying. He is ending war. He ended the Afghan situation. He's bringing an end to this Cold War that we've been fighting with Iran for 47 years, brother. I mean, I'm just going off the facts. We've been going at it with Iran for decades.
We weren't in military conflict with Iran. That's a lie.
We were.
I mean, you just told a lie. We're not in military conflict.
Okay, we were in military conflict with them because they were supplying bombs and shit to people who we were fighting against. What do you mean? Okay. That's like saying that Russia is not in military conflict with the United States, but the United States is steadily feeding bombs to Ukraine. They are in military. We are an element of the military conflict that they're in.
Are we in military conflict with Russia?
We are. We're in Ukraine.
Are we in military conflict with China?
Yeah, in a way, because China's providing Iran with guidance systems.
Okay, then we're also in military conflict with Israel.
We're not in conflict with them because they're fighting with us. How?
No.
How?
Israel has supplied weapons to our enemies. Also, Israel sunk one of our ships in the
Bro, you're talking about 65, 70 years ago.
But that's
since you're talking about all types of agreements.
You're talking about 47 years that we've been fighting with Iran, supposedly.
But the aggressions from Iran are as recent as 2 years ago.
Okay, what you're saying is that you thought, or you ran, I remember specifically you said that if we elect Kamala, she was going to start all these wars with Iran, and now it's Trump fighting with Iran, and you're saying, we were always at war with them.
I've never even mentioned Kamala in the same sentence as Iran, and what I would say about Kamala was she is literally responsible for the conflict between Ukraine and Russia. She went to Germany multiple times screaming that Ukraine should apply to be in NATO. She kept doing it. She kept agitating Russia, threatening, making them feel like Ukraine was going to be admitted to NATO. Since the United States runs NATO, if the United States co-signs your application, you're getting in. Why is someone who knows that there will be a war that breaks out if Ukraine joins NATO because they sit on Russia's border, why would they get on stage in Europe and scream that Ukraine should try to join NATO? She directly caused that conflict.
Brandon, when did Russia seize Crimea? The Crimea Peninsula?
Under Biden, under Obama.
That's an absolute lie.
When did they seize Crimea?
During the first Trump administration.
Yeah, okay. So they did it under the first Trump administration. But that's fine. That was none of our business.
But hold on. Kamala Harris, who was at that time the Attorney General of California, you're saying she's responsible for why Russia did something while Trump was president?
Yeah, because Russia did not invade Ukraine under Trump. Russia invaded Ukraine under Biden.
Yes,
Brandon,
they did. Where's the Crimea Peninsula?
It's in Ukraine.
Okay, so if they took the Crimea Peninsula, that means
Yes.
they invaded Ukraine. That's the only way that can happen.
But what I'm
If somebody
telling you is
if somebody
we
takes
had nothing
Florida,
to
that means
do.
they invaded America.
Listen, but we had nothing to do with that situation. Nobody was saying America needs to give Ukraine military support to fight Russia at that time. And that's back, remember Obama, he just was like, I'll give them blankets. I ain't giving them no weapons. Trump kept the same energy as Obama. I'm not sending them shit. Biden them encouraged they encouraged them to join NATO, which escalated the situation, and then Russia invaded the mainland of Ukraine. The whole thing is Crimea was
Brandon,
something. Wait,
Russia,
hold on.
Russia invaded
Hold on.
Ukraine while
Crimea,
Trump was president.
Crimea was a historically Russian area, and the
So was
people
Ukraine.
of okay, and the people no, the people of Crimea wanted to be a part of Russia. They kept doing votes and taking polls and all that, and those people were like, we want to be back a part of Russia. That's how Russia took Crimea. Russia really didn't even have to do nothing to take Crimea, and Ukraine really didn't even fight Russia over Crimea because it was an ethnically Russian population. So that's not an invasion. That's more like an annexation. Right? There is a difference. There's a difference. People who went to school know the difference between an annexation and an invasion. So they annexed Crimea. What they did under Biden was an invasion. Notice you didn't see Russia sending tanks and all that shit in under Trump. Under Biden, tanks, it's a full-scaled invasion. And they said why. Russia said why they did it. So some black guy in America trying to get a gotcha is not going to change the reason from what the president of Russia said was the reason why he invaded. He literally warned, stop telling them to join NATO. That heifer kept getting her ass on stage. I hope I could pull the quotes up. And within a few weeks of her doing it, they invaded, bro. She did it 4 different times. And then finally they invaded. So your lie and your attempt to gotcha, it ain't going to work here. You know that, Barrett. You done lost 1,000 debates to me already to the point where you stop watching the channel.
You can lose a debate. You can lose a debate if a person's just going
to all of
obfuscate and just lie. But it's all right.
Not obfuscate. So was Crimea invaded or annexed?
They were invaded. That's what that was.
All right.
Right. So let me ask you this question. You're totally fine with the United States having military conflict with Iran on the behest of Israel. So you're cool with us just being a pawn for a whole nother sovereign nation.
I don't
You
think
don't have a problem with that.
I don't believe that United States is a pawn of anybody. I think that the United States had people who were kidnapped, who were United States citizens on October 7th. I think the United States had Marines who were killed by the hundreds by Iran proxies. So really it's like we both got smoke with them. Let's go in and whoop their ass. Okay, cool. And here's the thing too. This is what kills me. The United States negotiators were negotiating with Iran on behalf of the United States. Those dudes said that Iran said they had enough uranium enriched to build 11 nuclear bombs. What the hell does that have to do with Israel?
Okay. How many nukes does Israel have?
It doesn't matter. They deny that they even have nukes.
And they won't let us come in and check.
That's fine.
Okay. But we
That's
don't
fine.
invade them.
Why would we invade Israel when they're denying that they have nukes?
Iran denied they had nukes.
No, they didn't. Well, Iran, yes. But here's the difference. Iran is scaling up their ballistic missile program like they're in wartime. They're building more ballistic missiles than anyone in the world. For what? Then Israel is not chanting death to America every 5 minutes. That's what Iran does. And then on top of that, in 2017 and 2021, the international law stated that no one can enrich uranium past 20% and no one can develop a nuclear weapons program. This is a fact. Iran
didn't we supposedly take out Trump's nuclear sites?
Iran has continued to say that it is their inalienable right to build nuclear weapons, bro. They're fitting every criteria of someone who you got to worry about. And we know that they have proxy terrorist groups.
Okay, so what you're using the whole it's both of our bikes Debo situation, right?
No,
Like
I'm not. Let me ask you a
Israel
question.
Israel is the one who really has smoke with them
Let me ask
because
you a
they're
question.
in that region, and
Let-
now you're saying, oh yeah, we have smoke with them too.
Everyone has smoke with them, bro. You don't see all these UAE country. You don't see
Okay.
UAE, all these Muslim countries urging the United States, bro. The prince of Saudi Arabia is like, yo, bro, he's on TV telling the United States, no, keep fucking him up. So you can't make this like, oh,
But
this is just an
a
Israel
lot
issue.
of people have smoke with America.
That's fine, but they can't do anything about it. We can do something about it, and that's what we're doing. And you're
So
trying
America
to make,
as a nation should go to war with everyone who doesn't like us.
no, everyone who chants death to America claims to be building nukes, is enriching uranium past 20%. These are all facts. They even admitted it.
They've supposedly been building
they
nukes for
won't
20 years.
listen,
That's
bro.
what we've been saying for 20 years.
Let me finish. Look, here's the two selling points for me. I'll just give you my selling points. There's 3 of them. 1, death to America, kidnapped Americans, killed several Americans, and they killed like 46 Americans 2 years ago. I just want you to know that. Then they kidnapped Americans, right? And so throw those away. Here's the 3. They chant death to America and claim to have nuclear missiles. 2, they are enriching uranium past 20%, which no one needs to enrich uranium past 20% unless they're making bombs, right? 3, they literally will not allow IEIA inspectors into the country to inspect the nuclear sites. And when they did, they would say, you can inspect this one, but you can't inspect that one. You can inspect this one, but you can't inspect that one. If you are enriching uranium past 20%, and you won't let us go into your nuclear facilities to inspect what the hell you're doing with this over-enriched uranium, bro, you're getting invaded. And okay, I'll ask you this question. Does Iran sponsor terrorism?
Probably so, yeah.
Okay, why would anybody allow a country that openly sponsors terrorism, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you even play with them when it comes to the idea of them having nuclear weapons?
Israel sponsors terrorism.
Okay, what terrorist group do they sponsor?
Mossad.
Mossad is like CIA. It's like an intelligence agency. It's not a terrorist.
Okay, listen, the Iranians can say that about their terrorists.
What act of terrorism has Mossad committed against America?
Mossad has committed numerous acts of terrorism against other countries.
No. I'm not worried about
America.
other countries. I don't live in other countries. Tell me what acts of terrorism has Mossad committed against America? And let's just say, for the fun of it, in the last 20 years.
Okay. I would go as far as to saying corrupting our Senate and our Congress.
That's not an act of terrorism.
Yes,
That's
it is.
not an act. See, now you're changing the definition of an act of terrorism.
Why?
Because corrupting the Senate ain't an act of terrorism. I'm talking about blowing people up, killing Americans.
They're corrupting our Senate to then go out and blow people up.
So
that's terrorism.
So that's not against America, though.
If I go out and corrupt,
You better get it together because you're losing this debate.
That's all right. If I go out and I corrupt a government to have them spend billions of dollars to fight my wars, that's not terrorism?
No, it's not. It's not. Because that government has to agree, and that government's people has to keep their government check. When I'm telling you that Iran...
Do most Americans want to go to war with Iran right now? Is that something that most Americans are in favor of?
I think the vast majority of Americans support the president and what he's doing. People who
support Trump,
I think a very vocal
are
minority,
against the war in Iran.
I believe a very vocal minority of people on the internet don't support what Trump is doing. But people,
how people don't support, even Trumpers don't support it? Because last year when he was running for president, everyone was saying no new wars. So how the hell did we go from no new wars to more war, more war?
This is not a new war.
It is.
This is not
just
a new
because you say it's not doesn't make it true.
No, this is a fact. We've been having, bro, if someone just attacked you 2 years ago, that ain't new. And listen, okay, let me say this. You've already admitted that Iran sponsors terrorism. When I asked you what terrorism Israel sponsor Mossad. Mossad CIA. Okay, they're going to the American Senate. Okay, so that means zero. None. Israel ain't sponsoring no terrorism. They don't need to. They have the United States on their side, so I get that. My thing is this. Israel is an American ally. They go, you know what I'm saying, drag it to the dirt with America whenever. Right now, everything America does to Iran, Israel and the UA are taking the punishment for it. We're not, no bombs came over here. So Israel is willing to lose lives in the interest. Like,
but you're totally fine
hold
with
on.
being cucks for Israel. I don't know why.
Listen, okay, that's fine. Whatever you say. But what I'm telling you is this. If you admit Iran sponsors terrorism, right, why would you let a terrorist sponsoring country who screams death to America before they eat their Ayatollah flakes in the morning, why would you even risk them acquiring a nuclear weapon? You do know terrorists get shit like that and actually use it, bro. You do know that, right?
Okay.
So you're telling me the risk is worth the potential of Iran getting a nuclear weapon is worth it. It's worth it to let them get the nuclear weapon so that you could play this game of, oh no,
They're
new wars.
supposedly supposed to have been getting nukes for 20 years.
I'm asking you a very simple question. Is it worth us allowing Iran to get a nuclear weapon as opposed to just going in, wiping a shit out, since they don't want to let us inspect and all that?
I don't believe you believe that Iran had nukes. You know that Iran didn't have nukes. I
don't think Iran had nukes. What I believe is Iran was developing, enriching uranium. Hold on 1 second. I got this carpet guy calling on. Hey, David. All right, sorry, that was my legal Mexican carpet cleaning guy. I found someone else to do the job. He didn't answer the phone when I needed him to do it. So look, so what I'm saying is I don't believe Iran had nukes. I don't believe America believed Iran had nukes. Bibi Netanyahu wasn't saying Iran had nukes. And that's one of the inconsistencies here. Everyone said, well, Iran didn't have nukes.
Bibi Netanyahu's been saying it for 20 years.
Listen, man, he said they're going to get a nuke. He said he's never said they have nukes. He says they're trying to build nukes.
For 20 years?
Listen, there's a difference from someone having it and someone trying to make something. The point is, anyway, let me just say this. There's a risk that they could have attached a nuclear warhead to a ballistic missile and just blew up a country. Right? Are you listening to what I'm saying, or are you just coming with talking?
But anything could be a risk. You could say that for any country. We could say
but the risk
Madagascar is going to create nukes and blow us up.
No, because Madagascar is not sponsoring terrorism.
Oh, Lord. All right. Is America affordable?
You're not listening to what I'm saying. When I say you compare it to any country, even North Korea, people are like, why aren't they doing that in North Korea? North Korea is not sponsoring terrorism. They're not getting proxy groups to blow shit up around the world.
North Korea knocked out Sony Pictures' whole infrastructure about 3 years ago.
That's not an act of terrorism.
To Sony it was.
Yeah, but that's a private company.
Okay. Is America more affordable? You told me if we vote for Trump, America will be more affordable.
America has been more affordable up until the war, and the only thing that went up is gas. And gas is still lower than it was under Biden because gas was at $120 a barrel for 8 months under Biden.
Okay, so
1 month. You're judging.
You're saying America? No.
You want me to jump off a cliff over 1 month of high gas, bro? I'm not doing that.
Bro, nothing's more affordable. Eggs aren't more affordable.
The last 3 years,
housing prices aren't more affordable.
What are you talking about? Eggs were $12.99 under Biden, and I just bought a carton of eggs for 99 cents.
Oh Lord!
What am I making that up?
Let me ask you a question.
No, I want you instead of saying, "Oh Lord," I want you to prove to me, show me where eggs are $12.99 a dozen.
First, you have to show me that they were $12.99 a dozen. You first have to prove your point. You want me to disprove something that might not even existed?
No,
I've never paid $12 for eggs.
Everyone knows. Everyone knew. Man, I live in California. I was taking pictures. People were taking pictures.
Is America more affordable, Brandon Tucker?
Listen, man. At their peak in early 2025, under Biden, U.S. egg prices reached record highs, while retail prices a
In
dozen.
early 2025?
That's when Biden was in office still.
For 6 days, nigga.
Oh,
January
yes.
6th, Trump became the
It was
president.
carry over from Biden. That's Trump. Trump ain't gonna affect nothing the first day he gets in office. You know, you're just playing ignorant. But anyway, so eggs reached the highest cost was $10 per carton, and I live in California, so they gonna throw some extra dollars on that, and it was $12.99, even $13.99 for a carton of eggs, bro. Under Trump, I just bought I bought 3 dozen, and they were 99 cents a dozen, but the limit was 3.
Okay, gas prices are through the roof. We're
No,
at
they're
war
not.
with war with
Gas
Iran.
prices are the same
right?
as they listen. Gas prices for us in California are the same as they were for 3 years under Obama.
That's
the
fine.
Same price.
That's fine. Gas prices through the roof.
Right
Nothing's
now,
more affordable.
right now,
affordable. We're at
right
war with
now,
Iran.
Listen. Wait, let me say this. As of early 2026, the cost of eggs has significantly declined from the record highs seen under Biden, with data showing a drop of 59% from March 2024 peak of $6.23 per dozen to $2.58 per dozen in January of 2026. So, what are you talking about? This eggs went way down, and I just told you I bought a dozen for 99 cents. So, and it just continued to go down. Everybody in America knows that eggs are cheaper under Trump. I don't even think that's something that was needed to be debated.
Okay, so okay, let's even say, forget the war, forget the affordability, forget all that, right? Because we're just all imagining it. It's not happening.
No, because you're trying to reinforce a lie, but you have no facts to reinforce it.
All right.
Gas is cheaper under Trump than it was under Biden. That's a fact.
That's not a fact.
Even now, bro, it was $120 a barrel for 8 months under Biden.
A barrel.
Yes,
a barrel.
And even now today, it's less than $120 a barrel. So it's cheaper than Biden.
So why are the prices higher at the pump?
Because of speculation of the market.
And guess who wanted to stop people from doing that?
Stop people from doing what?
Okay. The thing that they're doing is speculating that oil supply is going to run low. So they're charging a lot for it now at the pump.
But
right?
the prices are starting to go down because they realize it's not going to be low.
That's essentially price gouging, right?
No, it's
the Democrats had a bill in Congress to stop gas companies from doing that.
Listen,
and Republicans shot it down.
The Democrats are price gouging themselves with taxes on gas. I live in California. They add $2 of taxes and regulatory fees on every gallon of gas in California.
Is Arnold Schwarzenegger a Republican or a Democrat?
Listen, man, this is a totally Democrat-run state, and their price.
Is Arnold Schwarzenegger a Republican?
Arnold Schwarzenegger is not in office, so it doesn't matter.
But was he at one point the Republican governor of California?
At one point, 20 years ago?
Okay, that tax that you're talking about existed when he was there.
It was there before he was there.
Okay, so if you're saying that Democrats are the one taxing the gas, why didn't the Republican governor repeal the tax?
Because Democrats put the gas tax, and just because the governor is Republican, any change to a law still has to pass the California legislature, which is 99% Democrat. You just don't have a basic understanding of politics.
If the legislation is 99% Democrat, then how did the Republican governor win?
Republicans win in Democrat strongholds all the time. Glenn Youngkin.
Okay.
Come on, stop it, bro.
Listen.
40% of the state is still Republican or conservative. So in a general election or like a governor election, everyone's vote go towards one candidate. But then when you break it down into the smaller elections, there's more Democrats, in these areas than Republican. Man, I'm not. Do
you have any criticism for Trump?
Criticisms for Trump.
One year in office. Any criticism?
I criticized Trump a lot over the Joe Kent stuff until I found out that guy was basically just an idiot. He was a liar. I even made a show about it, criticizing Trump. And people were like, wow, you're criticizing Trump. But then I found out that Joe Kent was just an absolute idiot. What things I don't like that Trump does, I don't really like the fact that Trump, what gripes do I have against Trump and the stuff he does? I don't know. I don't like that Trump dismantle a lot of what Biden did with the CHIPS Act. I liked the idea of the CHIPS Act incentives being subsidized by the government versus being left open to the free market, because I feel like we're so behind with our production of microchips. It makes sense that the government would, subsidize a lot of the development so that we can get to capacity faster. So I didn't like what he did. I didn't like the way he gutted the CHIPS Act. I was a big fan of the CHIPS Act under Biden, and Donald Trump dismantled that whole act, or he dismantled that whole bill basically. And now it's not as strong. I don't think the CHIPS Act is as strong now.
So out of everything Trump has done in the last year,
great African, you're an intelligent dude. What's the hell? Trump lies all the time. Start telling the lies. Come up, tell the lies, bro. We're here. People are, they're putting their kids to bed. They're driving home from work. They want to hear you in that thick-ass Nigerian accent tell the lies specifically. Just screaming out Trump lies all the time. No one's getting educated off of that. Now, go ahead, Barrett.
So the tariffs, the Trump coin, the Doge debacle.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem.
None of that you have an issue with. None of that.
I don't have a wait, bro. We don't need the Negro theatrics. All right, I hear you. The tariffs. I have no issue with tariffs. I learned a lot about tariffs traveling. When I traveled, I learned how tariffs benefit a country. So when Trump put the tariffs in, I said that's good. This incentivizes people to build and create in America, which creates more jobs in America. There's no way you can argue around that. Not putting tariffs only benefits the countries that still American jobs. So I was with tariffs 100%. I want more domestic.
What about things that we can't produce in America?
We can produce anything in America.
Lumber?
We can produce lumber. What are you talking about? That's because of stupid ass environmental laws, which Trump took them back. And we got all the lumber and shit we need in Alaska and all over the place.
But we import lumber from Canada so that we don't have to decimate our forests. And we need trees to breathe. You know that, right?
But you have to understand, why would Canada be subject to tariffs unless they act in opposition to the United States? If we import lumber from Canada, that creates American jobs. Canada don't got to put nothing on a boat.
But we put a tariff on Canada.
But we put a tariff on them because they were acting in an adversarial way against
No, we put
America.
we put unilateral tariffs on everybody.
We put tariffs
to
on
include
Canada because the Canadian president was talking spicy and put tariffs on us.
Okay, so
you don't even know the facts of this stuff. You just up there spewing nonsense.
So we had free trade with Canada, right?
Yes,
and
but
now we have to pay more
spicy.
for lumber. We have to pay more for lumber because Trump's feelings were hurt about something that somebody said.
All right, man. Well, if Canada was so altruistic, why would we pay more?
Because they put a tariff on us.
Right.
And we put a tariff on them.
Right. So why are we paying more for lumber?
Because when we import the lumber, the person importing it now has to pay a tariff, which they're just going to charge the end user for. So now Americans are paying more for lumber. Lumber goes to build houses.
Right. So that's what I'm telling you. They put tariffs on us. If we put tariffs on them, it's bad. If they do it to us, it's good.
But we had free trade. No, we had free trade with them.
What are you talking about? Okay, but what I'm telling you is
the North American Free Trade Agreement.
Listen, man, I'm telling you, where does the United States import most of its lumber from?
Canada.
So, if they raise tariffs on us, shouldn't we be allowed to put tariffs back on them?
No, we put the tariffs on them first.
Okay, it doesn't matter. We should be able to keep them on them.
So the question I asked you initially is, what about things that we cannot produce in America, which was lumber,
We can produce
right?
lumber in America. That's
But
the whole point.
at the expense of decimating our trees in America. We
So
need
Canada's
trees.
not decimating their trees?
Canada's a lot larger than us. They have a lot more wilderness.
No, you're wrong. The United States produces 70% of its own lumber domestically.
Okay.
To
And where they
meet
get
to meet the remaining demand, especially for softwood used in home construction, it relies heavily on imports, with Canada being the largest foreign supplier by a wide margin. Okay, but we produce 70% of our own lumber.
I didn't say we didn't.
And if,
I said we import most of our wood from Canada.
Listen, we don't import most of our wood from Canada. We make our own most of our
the
own
wood that we
domestic.
import, most of it comes from Canada.
What I'm telling you is all we have to do is scale up our production. That's it.
At what cost?
You talk about the environment, but I don't think that's going to do anything to the environment. Because
Negro, do you know how trees and air works?
Yeah, I do.
We need trees to eat up CO2 gases, bro.
So is Canada depleting their environment?
They have a lot more forest land than we do.
Hold on.
Half of America is basically desert. They have a lot more forest land than we do. That's why they have more trees to spare.
Hold on.
So now Americans are paying more money for houses because they have to pay more money for wood now, which already affects home prices. And you don't care anything about that.
No.
So basically, Trump can do no wrong in your eyes. Everything Trump did is good. Everything.
I just told you the situation about the CHIPS Act.
That's the only problem you had with the CHIPS Act.
CHIPS Act, because I think everything else is just things that could easily be fixed. Like Trump could just
Everything with
Canada.
Biden was things that could have been easily fixed.
No, Biden was doing some irreparable. Okay, 20 million illegal immigrants flooding the country. That can easily be fixed.
Okay. Well, didn't Trump say he was going to fix it?
Yeah, but can it easily be fixed? Like, okay, let's just get them all out.
Trump said he was going to fix it, right?
But
that's why you voted for him.
But you're trying to do it.
But you're saying it can't be easily fixed. But Trump said it could be easily fixed.
No, Trump never said it could be easily fixed. Trump said he was going to fix it by getting them out of here. And now the Democrats, your party, are challenging him every chance they get.
Did he fix it?
He's working on it. He's fixing it. He stopped. Well, the thing he fixed was no more illegal immigrants are coming across the border. I don't understand that we're both black and you joke and laugh like you're benefiting from what Democrats are doing. Everything is an indictment of what Trump's. Bro, you are black. No, shut up for a second. How does allowing 20 million illegal immigrants into the country to compete with you and your children for jobs benefit you?
They're not competing with me or my children.
You're a taxi driver.
Neither you.
You're a taxi driver.
Neither you.
You're a DoorDash driver. They're definitely competing with you.
They were working in farmland
every
and doing
DoorDash
agricultural
person
jobs.
you get is no, they're not. Every DoorDash driver you get nowadays is a South American illegal immigrant. That is direct competition.
Maybe in Los Angeles.
Even though you are also an immigrant.
Maybe in Los Angeles.
I want you guys to be real. I want to be real with you guys. Barrett is an immigrant, right?
I'm not an immigrant.
I don't know. You are, Barrett. You are an immigrant.
I'm not an immigrant.
Yes, you are.
I'm not an immigrant.
Yes, you are.
You can keep saying it, but it's not true. I'm not an immigrant.
You're an immigrant, bro. What's your last name?
I'm not an immigrant.
What's your last name?
Barrett.
Oh, Barrett is your last name. That sounds like an immigrant last name. You from Cote d'Ivoire. You from Nah, but I could have swore you were an immigrant. Anyway,
I'm not an immigrant.
Listen, it doesn't benefit you at all. So when you laugh and giggle, you're looking at this like it's a football team. My team versus your team. I'm looking at this as to what's best for America. That's it. And what the Democrats did is not what's best for America.
But here's the part where you become a cheerleader.
But you brought up Barack Obama. Barack Obama.
I never brought up Barack Obama.
Yes, you did when you talked about when we were talking about Crimea and all that stuff. Anyway, listen. Barack Obama did a study in 2010. That study concluded that illegal immigration disproportionately affects African Americans in a negative way. That is why one of the major themes of Barack Obama's presidency was deportation. My question to your Democrat kiss ass and ass is, under Obama, who you voted for, they wanted to deport and get rid of illegals. How did
Okay.
you go from supporting the guy who wanted to get rid of illegals to supporting the guy who allowed 20 million illegals to flood the country?
Okay. You said these immigrants are illegal, correct?
They're 100% illegal.
So how did he allow them to do something? Do you allow people to do illegal things, or do they just do it?
He encouraged them to surge the border.
So Joe Biden came on TV and said, "Surge the border."
Yeah, yes, he did. He did it at the debate. Am I wrong?
Yes, you
I
are
could
wrong.
pull the clip up for you.
He said, "Surge the border."
I could pull the clip up for you.
He said, "Illegal immigrants, come on and surge the border."
I could pull the clip up for you.
Sir, if someone,
You asking
if
me,
something,
I'm telling you, I could pull the clip up for you.
you do realize that the border. Pull the clip. All right, pull the clip up. Fuck it. Pull the clip up because you're full of shit. So pull the clip up.
I'm not full of nothing. You
Okay,
just
pull
in
the clip up.
denial. But you're
Dude,
not answering my
you
question.
think Trump has done nothing wrong,
Why-
but
I didn't
I'm
say
in
that.
denial.
I never said that. I
Oh, the
never
CHIPS
said
Act.
that.
Oh, I forgot. Okay, I forgot the CHIPS Act.
I think Trump's
You
been
pointed out one thing your beloved president has
I'm
done
sure-
wrong, and I'm the kiss
sure,
ass.
I'm sure there's more things Trump has done wrong. Nothing comes to mind. But what I'm telling you,
Epstein, perhaps
what about this? See, this is all. See, I was taking
denying,
you serious. I was
hiding,
taking you
lying.
serious. Okay, why didn't Joe Biden release the Epstein files? The guy
Because
you
Joe
voted
Biden's
for.
horrible. He's a horrible president. So now why Trump didn't do it?
He did. 3 million pages.
He did.
3 million
He
pages.
did after being urged by Americans to do it. He didn't
But
just on day one say,
doesn't-
"Hey, I'm a truly transparent
Listen,
president, so let me
listen.
go ahead and release these files." He denied the files.
it
He said it
doesn't-
was a Democratic hoax. He said, "Why do y'all keep bringing it up?"
Listen, he still said, bro, if you see, this is what I don't
He
like
redacted his own
this
name
is what I
from
don't
the,
like about
from the
you.
Epstein files.
This is what I
Did
don't
he
like
not?
about you. This is what I don't like about you, Barrett. You try to get a gotcha moment. The reality is Trump released the Epstein files. Joe Biden did it. Trump is the person who actually prosecuted Epstein. So
And you don't like Biden, but you love Trump.
why didn't Biden release the Epstein files, even though he had them that whole time?
Okay, why didn't Trump do it the first presidency?
But Trump did release them.
No, he didn't.
He did.
Was he not president before?
I don't even think they had the Epstein files at the first
Epstein's been going on since 2008. He was
Trump
first
was-
prosecuted in 2008.
But what I'm trying to tell you is Trump, during his first presidency, was prosecuting Epstein. He's the one who put Epstein in jail.
Trump did not
All
put
right,
Epstein
man.
in jail.
I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge to the border. All those people are seeking asylum. They deserve to be heard. That's who we are. We're a nation that says if you want to flee and you're fleeing oppression, you should come. I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately
Seeking
surge
asylum.
to the border.
Yes, but here's the part where you go wrong. He said seeking asylum, but he didn't vet everyone coming across the border to make sure they were seeking asylum. So a lot of people who were from different countries that weren't even seeking asylum just came across the border. And what made it worse was when states pointed that out to Biden, and they, like Texas, they were telling Biden, yo, these ain't all asylum seekers, so we want to help with getting people out of here who are illegal, who aren't asylum seekers. Biden sued the state of Texas. He sued them for trying to prevent illegal immigrants from coming into the country. So if he didn't want them in there,
But you see how you're being intellectually dishonest?
No, I'm not. Listen,
You're saying that Biden
you're not letting
said
me
for
finish
illegal
my-
immigrants
you're
to
not
come
letting
across.
me
He said
finish my
asylum
point.
seekers.
You're not letting me finish my point. Every person who was interviewed coming across the border, both illegal and asylum seekers, they said, we came because Joe Biden told us to. Joe Biden sent a message out that, look at this right here. I'm going to show you this. And this is my point. What reinforces my point that proves that Biden wanted to keep illegal immigrants, let them in. Biden sues Texas over controversial immigration law. Biden administration sues Texas governor over Rio Grande buoy barrier that's meant to stop immigrants. Biden administration can remove Texas razor wire barrier at the border. Listen to what I'm telling you. If a person is, and I want you to listen, I don't want you to just go straight to Democrat mind. If a person is seeking asylum, they come through the border legally, through a legal entry point. If you are urging people to search the border who are legal, why are you taking away, removing barriers that are meant to stop people who are illegally crossing over? Answer that. If you were just trying to let people in who are legally coming through, why are you removing borders that stop illegal immigrants from coming through? An asylum seeker does not need to illegally enter the country. They come through. They even created the app where they can apply, come through. Cool. Why is the president suing Texas for razor wire barriers and river buoy barriers to keep to stop illegal crossings? If everything he intended was just for legal asylum seekers to come in, he would not have been suing Texas to remove barriers that are meant to stop illegal crossings. Do you understand where I'm going with this?
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're saying
So-
why did he sue Texas to take down things that were injuring people crossing the border?
No, that were stopping illegal immigrants. If he just wanted asylum seekers to come, why are you worried about Texas's efforts to stop illegals? Biden would have said, okay, you guys could stop all the illegal people trying to climb fences and come across the river. The asylum seekers, they're going to come through the front door. Okay, it's like this. Why do we lock our windows to our houses? That's for somebody a criminal, to keep them out. We welcome the guests through the front door. They don't got to go through the window. Only a person coming in illegally to do crime is coming through the window. So imagine if I'm like suing my wife for locking the window. I'm getting mad at her. Why are you locking the windows? We got guests coming over. She's like, babe, the guests don't come through the window. They come through the front door. That's the same thing. So okay. Biden, it's a fact. Based on his actions, Biden wanted illegal immigrants in the country. He wasn't just urging asylum seekers. He wanted to flood the zone. He wanted to bring them in, and he was going to try to give them amnesty and allow them to vote in American elections. That's
okay,
all
now,
that we know.
Now, do me a favor. Since
that
you're on
hurts
Google,
black people.
Okay, since you're on Google and you think it hurts black people, I want you to Google how many farmers are in jeopardy of losing their farmland because they don't have enough workers right now. Google that.
No.
Google that. Google. Okay. Google. Yeah. Google how many farmers. Right. You pull it up. How many farmers are in jeopardy of losing their farm right now through lack of workers?
$15,000 U.S. farms ceased operation in 2025.
While labor shortages are rarely... Go ahead.
Yeah, so while labor shortages are rarely the cause, that's rare. Structural stress tests pushing many operations towards closure or consolidation. They are the primary structural stress tests. So it wasn't...
Hold on. Keep reading. Total farm losses.
Yeah,
right?
15,000, 2025.
And look what it's due to. Look at bankruptcies rose in 2005. Who was the president in 2025?
Donald Trump.
Donald
Trump.
Yeah. So,
but you're telling me. You're telling me that Biden can be president for 4 years, and none of these losses are attributed to nothing Biden's doing.
Listen, it takes one failed crop for a farmer to lose his land. It takes one. It don't take years for farmers to lose their land.
What I'm telling you is your argument makes no sense. We let 20 million illegal immigrants into the country. You say they only come to do farm work, so there should be an abundance of farm workers. Since 20 million got in, Trump at this point has only deported wait a minute.
But guess why they're not showing up to work?
Stop saying but. I want you to just answer the question. Trump started deporting in 2025. That means these farmers had 4 years under Biden with no deportations to get their farms in order. If they couldn't get their farms in order with all the illegal immigrants that came in under Biden for 4 years, those farms were doomed to fail anyway, because 1 year of 500,000 deportations, and mind you, that was just 1 year. That did not destroy no farm that's been running with illegal labor for 4 years, bro. That's not how that works.
But the immigrants are not showing up to work because they're afraid of ICE.
Just for 1 year, but what about the 4 years prior to that?
It only takes 1 year to lose your farm,
No,
Brandon. That's how farming works.
No, it does not. It does not take 1 year to lose your farm, bro. You're wrong. Farmers have bad years all the time. What are you talking about? There's farmers that can have 3, 4, 5, 6 bad years, and their farm still makes good on it.
What farmer? See, you know nothing about farm. What farmer can have 5 years of bad years and not lose his farm?
There's farms that have multiple years because they could take out loans. They could rent out land. There's all types of stuff farmers do, bro. Trust me, I know about this stuff. My great granddaddy was a sharecropper. But this is the point I'm making. You cannot have 4 years of illegal immigration by Biden, no ICE roaming the streets, nothing. So that means the farmers have plenty of workers. Then 1 year of deportations, then say, the failures are on Trump. No, bro. Those farmers had as many workers as they needed during 4 years. You're telling me that workers aren't going to show up to work because deportations? Bro, trust me, if they're here legally and they're trying to get to that bread, they're going to show up to work.
But they're not showing up. These are farmers saying that their workers are not showing up. I'm not making it up.
Just like the article said, labor is not the sole reason for this happening.
Rare.
A lot of the reason why the farms are closing also is because companies like Monsanto, they're buying up all the land. They're putting patents on seeds. They're making it to where you have to buy seeds from them. Also, they're literally muscling farmers.
Monsanto was doing all of that in 2004.
But 2024. It's scaled up.
It rose by 46%. Look at that last line. Bankruptcies rose by 46% in 2025. That means there was 1 year where bankruptcies jumped by almost 50%.
Bro, you're not going bankrupt in 1 year. No one goes bankrupt in 1 year, bro. I'm telling you, especially after 4 years of abundant labor.
Impact of labor shortage on farm viability. Look at that.
All right, let me go to Pamela. Listen,
labor issue is a major catalyst for these losses.
You cannot have unlimited labor.
Labor issues are a major catalyst.
Listen, you cannot have 4 years of abundant labor and then 1 year of deportations where Trump deported less than 1 million immigrants and be like, I can't.
But I thought they were taking black jobs. Why aren't black people out here doing these jobs?
What are you talking about?
They're taking black jobs.
I'm trying to tell you, they are taking black jobs. They are taking black jobs.
So they shouldn't have a labor shortage.
My brother is in aerospace, bro. They're literally hiring. They were until Trump.
They're hiring Mexican immigrants to do aerospace work.
Bro, I just brought my brother on my channel. My brother was complaining to me about it, and I said, you know what? Come on the channel. I called him while I was on the channel. Bro, under Biden, they were hiring illegal immigrants in aerospace jobs in California. They were hiring on Indeed. They getting these fools off Indeed.
And we all know that black people would be working in aerospace if it wasn't for those pesky illegal immigrants.
My brother works in aerospace. My brother works in aerospace. He told me.
And your brother's probably one of 40 million people who work in aerospace.
Listen. There's a lot of black people. Go ahead, Pam Wisdom.
Yes, and thanks for passing me the mic. It'll be brief. Brother Derek, do you realize when you advocate for immigrants, you're literally advocating for the mathematic eradication of Black American communities? Mathematically, do you realize this?
He's asking you a question, Barrett.
What did he say?
He said, do you realize that when you're advocating for immigrants, you're advocating for the mathematic destruction of black communities, which you are. That's why I don't understand why it's so funny.
No, I mean that's a very weird way to look at it, because what you're trying to say is that black people mostly work in unskilled labor jobs.
It's not weird. Look at what's happening in Chicago. Look at what's happening in Chicago, where you have a black mayor that has totally sold out to the Latino lobby. Hey, guys, by the way, can you guys please help me reach my contribution goal? We're asking for 10 contributions of $5 or more if you're in a position to do so. We also have PayPal and Cash App available pinned to the top of the chat. Please help me come somewhere near my goal. I need something dealing with Barrett with this talking in circles. If you're liking the show, please contribute to the stream. Thank you.
Well, let me ask you a question. Why aren't they threatening white jobs then?
They are.
Okay, so
Hold
then
on,
why do we make the focus
unskilled
only on
white
black
labor.
jobs?
But when you bring up jobs, you let them take you on a tangent. I'm just saying, tangibly, mathematically, are you aware, Brother Bird? I can name the cities. If you look at Miami, for instance, or New York, for instance, or Boston, for instance, these are cities that have literally zero majority Black American communities due to mass immigration. They have majority Latino communities and majority Caribbean communities, but they have literally zero majority Black American communities. Same thing with Compton out west. So my question is to you directly, Brother Bird, how many more Black American cities, towns, counties, and congressional districts are you willing to forfeit to foreigners, bro?
Yeah, but I don't understand. Why do you believe that foreigners are a direct threat to black people?
We don't believe it. We know it. Bro, your own President Obama did the study that proved it. 2010.
Okay. First of all, LA County right now is 6% black.
Exactly.
Okay.
LA had never had a large black population.
Yes, it did. In back in the 80s, 80% of skilled labor jobs were occupied by black people. And it went to Hispanics.
But LA has never had a large black population.
But Barrett, hold on. I'm asking, of the communities that we still have that are majority Black American, how many more are you willing to forfeit to foreigners? Simple question, brother.
He don't want to answer the question, bro.
No, I'll answer the question.
Barrett, this is my question.
I don't believe immigrants are a direct threat to black Americans.
Whether you want to believe it or not, we have the internet now. You reference the internet when you make your claims. You can go on the internet. Black people in major cities all over America complaining about being displaced and replaced by illegal immigrants. They're shutting down black schools in Chicago to turn them into homeless shelters for illegals specifically, bro. Bro, this is happening, Barrett. Denying it, or I don't believe it. This ain't church, bro. This is happening.
So why aren't white people being affected by it?
Because white people have a larger population than black people, and white people also hire other white folks.
Okay, so then
they own the means of production.
Okay, so then the problem isn't illegal immigrants. The problem is that we are too vulnerable to changing tides that makes us a vulnerable population of people. It's not about illegal immigration.
Bro, someone who's illegal to your country should not be allowed to compete with you for a job. Just like you can't go to their country and compete with them for a job.
Brother, that's capitalism.
Dude, no, listen to what I'm no, it's not. Even though you have capitalism still has to submit to international laws. You cannot legally work in America if you're not a citizen. That is the law. You have to. Black people are being displaced because laws are being broken. Donald Trump is trying to enforce the laws that are being broken, and you hate him for it. And this is my thing. You don't even benefit from the breaking of the law. Illegal immigrants come here does not benefit you in any way, Barrett, but you cheerlead for it, even though it hurts your people.
I don't cheerlead. Listen, you have made the Democratic. This is a straw man argument. You have made the Democratic Party.
You just been up here defending illegals for the past 30 minutes.
No, you have made the Democratic Party all about illegal immigration, right?
No, the Democrat Party has made the Democrat Party all about illegal immigration.
And I say the Republican Party is all about protecting pedophiles.
And that's fine. But Democrats protected the same pedophiles. So if anyone's guilty, both are guilty of the Epstein stuff. So just shut up.
Then both parties are guilty of illegal immigration.
No, they're not, because the
Ronald Reagan told Cubans to come to America.
But
was he not a Republican?
But Donald Trump.
Those same Cubans my man was arguing about in Miami came here because of a Republican president.
Donald Trump is not Ronald Reagan.
Hold on. Bro, my man was just talking about Miami being inundated with non-black Americans.
That was because of Ronald Reagan when Joe Biden let 20 million illegal immigrants come in this country. So
both parties are guilty of the same thing.
No, bro, because Ronald Reagan, even when telling Cubans to come to America, he was not saying 20 million. There's probably not even 20 million Cubans total.
But
This
you know
guy,
how many
this guy,
you know how many
listen,
came?
but
100,000 of them came.
100,000. That's
A
way
hundred,
smaller.
and they
That's
all
way
came to Miami.
smaller.
One
That's
place.
way
One
smaller.
place.
That's way smaller than 20 million.
Yeah, but that's 20 million people dispersed
It's
across
not even
America.
comparable. It's not even
100,000
comparable,
in a
bro.
small city like
Look, man,
Miami.
it's the argument is dead, bro. 100,000 don't even compare to 20 million.
Brother, I don't understand. If
I
Detroit
don't
was the
understand
strongest,
how you're trying to
Detroit was the
compare
strongest black middle
100,000.
class in America, right? Detroit
right,
had the
bro.
most thriving black middle class.
Okay,
And the
and?
Ford Motor Company
And the
moved their
Cubans
operations.
came there.
No, the Ford Motor Company moved their operations to Mexico, right? And basically
Okay.
turned Detroit into a shithole, right? So who was more
Ford, I
affected?
think GM is mostly made in Detroit.
Ford and GM, right?
Okay. Yes.
So they both moved their operations
You're
to
moving
Mexico.
the goalposts. We're talking
No,
about
no, no.
immigration. Now you're
Because-
talking about the exporting of
Because
jobs.
now I'm talking about capitalism.
You keep moving.
People can
listen,
come in to take
we
jobs,
don't
and
believe in
jobs can go out.
socialism. Socialism doesn't work, so you can say whatever you want.
No, I'm a capitalist. I'm talking about
So
capitalism.
why are you talking about capitalism? Why are you listen? Capitalism allows them to leave the country.
Capitalism
and start
allows
their business.
for
But
competing.
the law of the land
Competition.
says. But the law of the land says.
GM can make more money in Mexico. They moved to Mexico.
The law of the land said that's fine. The law of the land says you cannot work in America if you are not a legal American citizen. You can't. So you're advocating, you're saying that these people breaking the law is not affecting us. I'm saying, yes, it is. I'm giving you proof, and you're still in denial. Hold on. Shout out to my brother Sucker Season LA. I don't like how Donald Trump not going hard enough. I agree. That's true. I agree with you. He should be deporting even more, but they trying to block him. Thank you to Sucker Season LA for the $4.99. Sucker Season LA got us started with the $5 holler. We're doing a $5 challenge right now. Please contribute $5 or more to the stream. Help us reach our goal of 10 contributions. It's the end of the month. I know those wallets is a little thin, but if you love this show and you love my perspective, please bless us with your voluntary contribution. Thank you in advance, y'all. Barrett, you giving your final thought, and then Pam Mulattoism, you give your final thought, and then we're gonna let Barrett end the show with his final thought for being such a good guest. Go ahead, Pam Mulattoism.
Yes, are you able to hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I appreciate you passing the mic to me to make my final thought very quickly. And I was muted up because I didn't want Brother Barrett to accuse me of cutting him off. But are you able to just very quickly search on Chat GPT? Are you able to ask Chat GPT to list cities and communities that used to be majority Black American, but are now majority Latino / immigrants? Just for the listeners and for Brother Barrett, so there is no plausible deniability of the ethnic displacement.
Okay, Compton, California. East Palo Alto, California. Linwood, California. Chelsea, Massachusetts. Inglewood, California.
And that's not even all of them.
No, that's
so
not all of them. I'm not reading this whole long ass list. Though.
Exactly, and that's why I asked.
But they're all in California.
Barrett,
no, there's one in Massachusetts.
No, it's some in Florida, it's some in Maryland, it's some in New York. He didn't read the whole list, but the point is, you have to ask yourself, and really, this shows that Black American Democrats lack the instinct of self-preservation because they don't care if every majority Black American community becomes majority immigrants. They don't have that instinct.
Look, San Bernardino, California, Cicero and Berwyn, Illinois, South Side and West Side neighborhoods of Chicago, Durham, North Carolina, Miami Gardens, Florida. You guys want me to keep reading this shit? Because it's a lot.
Exactly.
It's a lot. Really, I didn't even realize it was this many.
Exactly. And that's the point right there. Black Americans have to ask themselves, how many more of your communities are you willing to forfeit to foreigners? If you want to forfeit all of your communities to foreigners, just keep voting Democrat. Literally.
Yo,
you won't
shout
have
out to Ali, my brother. But yeah.
You won't have.
Yeah, they because listen, Pamelato, these guys look at it like it's my team versus your team. They don't look at it
Exactly.
the way the way they look at it is not healthy. Where you say, look, damn the team, what's benefiting us and what's hurting us. They think if the
Exactly.
Democrats win, they think if the Democrats win, they win. But what we've learned being black in America, when the Democrats win, we lose. And you can't really say nothing about the Republicans because we never supported the Republicans. We never,
Exactly.
we haven't supported the Republicans in 75, 80 years or maybe more. So and then my thing is, how do you win when grown ass transgenders is in the bathroom with your daughter? How do you win when your kids can't even go to school without you fearing that the teacher gonna sign them up for genital mutilation or something? That's not a win, Barrett. So like, there's so many more things that play into somebody becoming a black conservative, and your tactic is just to totally disregard it, so you don't have to actually address it. You
And
guys
let
never
me
have to.
please let me make
Go ahead.
my closing statement.
Finish
It'll
your
be
closing
brief
statement.
and thanks for having me up. What I've realized, and Barrett is a key indication of this. Black American Democrats are willing to forfeit every single majority Black American community in order to benefit their white Democrat daddy. And thanks for having me up. Y'all stay blessed. Peace be
Thank
upon
you.
you all.
I appreciate you. Hey guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please bless us with a subscription. A like and a subscription is a donation that everyone can give. This channel is on the rise. I'm trying to get past 22,000 subscribers. I am at 2,000. I'm at 20. I don't even know where I'm at, but I'm like 50 away. I'm 50 people away from going past 22,000 subscribers. Help us put the work in. We're spreading the message, and I hope you're enjoying what you see. A lot of people don't understand my views, so I'm doing a lot more. I'm like going back to the beginning where I'm really laying out my thought process when it comes to politics and stuff. I got a gnat problem right now. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I'm laying out my views. So I'll do that if that, so everyone knows. But yeah, go ahead, Barrett. Final thoughts. You the man.
All right. So,
1 minute,
my
Barrett. Don't be going
okay,
all
that's
night.
fine. That's fine. Um, what surprises me with a lot of these black conservatives supposedly is that you pretend as if Democrats always run the country, right? In the last 45 years, we've had more Republicans in office than we've had Democrats, right? That's a fact. 62% of black people live in states that are ran by Republicans, right? I know that California thinks they rule the world, but the reality is that most black people still live in the South. Tennessee, Georgia, Texas, South Carolina, those states are Republican led. So most black people in the last 45 years have been affected by Republican policies more so than Democratic policies. Chicago and LA aren't the entire world, and they're not the epicenter of black culture, right? Also, black people have been more affected by jobs moving overseas than they have been people from overseas coming over and taking jobs. Perfect example is GM in Atlanta. Atlanta used to be a thriving black middle class, and then GM moved over to Mexico. You had the same thing happen in Detroit and Flint. You had jobs move overseas and totally decimate the black economy and the black middle class. So those things happen because of greedy corporate capitalists moving overseas, not because of poor, hungry immigrants coming over to America. Now, I'm not saying any party is perfect. What I'm saying is I support a party based on economic benefits. Since the Republicans have been in office, black unemployment rate is up. Just black women alone have lost over 300,000 jobs, pardon me, and most black households are ran by black women. So black people have been negatively affected by this administration. And by pretending that it hasn't, just because you want to troll the libs or you don't like Democrats or you hate transgenders, it's not helping anything. Black people are suffering under this economy, under this president, and to pretend that it's not happening, right, because you want to be this woke contrarian who wants to support
Did they
MAGA and
suffer
Trump,
more under Biden or Trump?
they're suffering more now.
No, you're
The
sure?
black unemployment rate is up.
Forced vaccines, bro. No unemployment rate was higher than during
The
COVID.
the black unemployment rate is up now. Who's the president during COVID?
Biden.
Oh my God. It's called COVID-19, nigga. Who was the
More,
president in
more.
2019?
Yeah, it was at the very end of 19. So stop.
Okay.
More people died.
The election happened
more
November
people died
2020.
of COVID under Biden than Trump.
Oh Lord Jesus.
This
Okay.
is a fact. This is a fact.
Okay. So Trump was in office during COVID.
Listen, I typed in Here's the question I typed in when you said that. I said, hold on. Oh shoot, I'm tripping. Wait a minute. Oh yeah. Are African American jobs more impacted by moving overseas or illegal immigration? Number 1, illegal immigration. Skill level competition, wages versus employment. Research from the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering and Medicine, and other bodies suggest that the negative impact of immigration are primarily felt by black workers who lack a college education. Because a disproportionate number of black men fall into this category, they suffer stiffer competition for low-wage, entry-level jobs in sectors like construction, landscaping, and hospitality. Wages versus employment. Some studies, such as those by George Borjas, argue that a 10% increase in the supply of immigrant workers can reduce the wages of native-born black workers in that same skill group by 2.5%. However, other economists point out that immigrants also create demand for goods and services, which can lead to job creation that may offset these losses. But black people don't even do a lot of the goods and services jobs that the funny thing is, that study is a little flawed because immigrants and illegals, they have a demand for goods and services, but they get those services from their own. Mexicans go to a Mexican restaurant to eat. So they're not going to the soul food shack. They maybe now, but traditionally they don't do that. So it doesn't help us in any way as far as jobs. They go to work all day and then go eat at the burrito stand where a Mexican is running it. So
it's a very defeatist attitude to say that instead of educating ourselves, right? That we should just be concerned about these bottom breeder jobs that are at the bottom of the barrel.
You cannot solve a problem unless you admit you have a problem. There's nothing about construction that is a bottom breeder job. Construction workers get paid good money. Listen,
yeah, but you shouldn't be in it for 4 or 5 generations, though.
What are you talking about? Construction. Now, I would say you should move from just a worker to an owner, but
exactly.
Listen, bro, my homeboy, Will, he is literally a union carpenter. The guy makes great money, put all his kids through college, all that. He got a hip replacement surgery. He's still working. As a journeyman carpenter, he's like,
well, look what you just said. He put all his kids through college.
Yes, but listen,
that means he's advancing. His generations are advancing. He didn't put all of his kids through trade school so they can come work alongside of him.
But if your son said, Dad, I want to be a carpenter. I want to be, I want to go, lay sheet metal or whatever. You wouldn't be like, son, now these are very high paying jobs.
So is being a lawyer and engineer.
Bro, I would say skilled construction workers make more than a lot of lawyers and engineers.
You can say that, but it's not true, though.
No, it's the truth. I know lawyers who ain't making shit, bro.
Okay.
I know lawyers
construction workers who ain't making shit.
Yeah, but guess what? They can go to a place where there's an abundance of jobs.
See, what you want is black people to be a permanent underclass.
No, I don't.
And illegal immigrants threaten that. Like you think that we should permanently be the Negro at the bottom.
Bro, what I want is for traditional jobs to be available for the people who need them traditionally. I want the high school kids to be able to go work at McDonald's, not Juan and Tina, 40, 50 damn years old on the McDonald's job for 16 years. That's not a job that's meant for that.
Does your daughter work at McDonald's?
No, my job doesn't work. My daughter.
Why not?
My daughter can't get a job right now because I won't let her.
Okay, exactly, because she doesn't need to, right?
No, she does. She wants a job, but I want her to focus on volleyball so she can get a scholarship.
So because you earn enough money so that your daughter doesn't need to go out.
But
and
what
work
about
a job,
the black
right?
kid who doesn't? What about the black guy?
Hold on.
What about the black family? Which this is many because a lot of us is raised by single mothers. What about the black families that can't afford to say, "Hey, you don't need to get a job"? There's more of them than there are ones who could say, "No, you don't need to get a job."
So the problem we have is not illegal immigration. The problem we have is that there's more of them.
Competition.
Right? After 200 years in this country, we still have people white people aren't worrying about it. So why are we worrying about it?
White people are worried about it. What are you talking about? Donald Trump is white.
But
His base is white.
But white people aren't saying that immigrants are taking white jobs.
They are. 70 million white
But
folks is worried about it.
they're not saying that immigrants
Yes,
are taking white jobs. They're
yes,
saying
they
immigrants
are.
are going to come rape me, but they're not saying that immigrants are going to come take
they
jobs.
They are the number one group saying that immigrants are going to take their job. When the immigrants took over that Tyson chicken plant, the majority of those people who lost them jobs was white.
Earlier in this conversation, I asked you why you worried about black jobs, taking black jobs, and you said because we're more vulnerable. We're the most vulnerable.
We
right?
are. We are.
All right.
Blacks,
why are we the most
blacks,
vulnerable?
Listen, blacks are as listen. When poor whites are vulnerable, there's always the black portion that is also vulnerable because poor blacks and poor whites occupy the same spaces. So,
all right, so just say immigrants are taking jobs. But why do you specify black jobs? Why
they
do you,
are taking black jobs. They're taking white and black jobs. What are you talking about, bro?
but you and the gentleman who was just up here were specifying specifically
because
they're
those
a
are the
threat
jobs
to black people.
Because those are the
they're
jobs.
displacing black people.
Because we're black.
Okay.
Because we're black. That's our community.
All right.
You sound stupid.
All right, man. Listen.
This guy's dumb, bro.
Okay, I'll be.
You the main black dude. You calling me a coon and everything. Now
I never called you a coon.
Shut up, Barrett. You didn't call me a coon more.
I've never called you a coon.
I started thinking my name was coon as much as you called me coon before.
I've never called you a coon.
You lying, Barrett.
I have never called you
Barrett,
a coon.
stop lying.
Bro, I agree with most of what you said.
You used to get up here and curse me out, dude.
No, bro, that's a figment of your imagination. I agree with most of what you say.
Unless I'm confusing you with someone else.
When it doesn't have to do with politics, right? Because the reality is that you're just a MAGA Trump lover. You're not even a Republican.
It has nothing to do with Trump. It's something that if there was a Democrat,
did you vote for a Republican?
Listen,
did you vote for McCain? Did you vote for McCain?
One of the things no, I voted for Obama.
Okay.
And one of the things I love about Obama was his immigration policy. I don't like his whole LGBTQ stuff, but I loved, even to this day, I say, I got to give Obama
So the first
props.
time you voted Republican, you voted for Trump.
Can you stop interrupting me? The first time I ever voted was for Barack Obama. Wait, 2003. First time I voted ever was for Barack Obama. I voted for Barack Obama.
Congratulations.
And I loved his immigration policy. But then he started coming with the fruity shit, and I was like, ugh.
What gay law did Obama pass?
Hold on real quick. The next time I voted for Ron Paul. Then when 2016 came, it was between Trump and Hillary. I hated Hillary because I was mad at Hillary over the Gaddafi stuff. So I was like, man, listen, I'll tell you my story.
But Gaddafi sponsored terrorism.
Can you please stop interrupting me? Please.
But Gaddafi supported terrorism.
If you would let me explain what I was saying, would you let me explain? So
Go ahead,
I was
sir.
mad at Hillary about the Gaddafi stuff, and I wasn't mad at her because Gaddafi supported terrorism, because when she killed him, it destabilized the region, and it led to reopening of black slave markets in Libya. So I was kind of like, fuck Hillary on that one, because she was joking. But in my mind, I was like, well, if you killed a leader and you know it creates slave markets, why don't you go in there and clear up them slave markets and, support a leader who's not for that? She didn't do anything. She killed him, and she just was like, whatever, okay? So I knew I wasn't voting for her. Start listening to Trump. Come on, Terry Williams. Stop. Let me just get this guy out of here real quick. Why? They don't got nothing to... Anyway, but if you can criticize me all you want to. The coon emojis, we ain't doing that, bro. Nobody in the comment needs their mental health affected by stupidity. But anyway, so I was like, I'm not voting for Hillary. So I started listening to Trump. I like Trump's message. Trump's message was good in 2016. I really liked it. And I thought, I'm going to support him. I really like when he was cooking Jeb Bush, because I really didn't like Jeb Bush. I didn't like Jeb Bush at all. I really didn't like George Bush because of the Katrina shit. And then, Jeb Bush, I feel like they had stole the election with the Florida thing. I wasn't sure, but I had this funny feeling that they had did some funny shit in Florida to give George W. Bush Florida, right? And so I never supported Jeb Bush. And if you know, he was like the front runner against Trump for the Republican nomination. But Trump took over, beat him. And so I said, okay, I like Trump. I fuck with Trump. And in my mind, black people love Trump. I was like, we fuck with Trump. I said, okay, we got a Republican that relates to us. Then all of a sudden, black people start saying we hate Trump and all that. And I was like, what? I was shocked because the same black people who love Trump all of a sudden hate Trump. So like many people say, it wasn't me who moved. It was the Democrat Party that went more extremist left. And they're very extreme. Everyone is saying the same thing, Barrett. Anybody who's voting Democrat for 20 years, if they're still voting Democrat, they've accepted a lot of things that ordinarily or traditionally they would be against. And I believe one of those people is you.
Okay, there have been more Republicans in my lifetime as president than there have been Democrats, right? So the idea
When were
that
you
I'm
born?
just 1980, right?
Yeah,
So
you
we've had Reagan
HW.
twice. We had Reagan twice.
HW
We had
once, then
we had
Clinton,
first, yeah, right.
then
we
George
had
W.
then George W. Then Obama,
Yeah.
then Trump, then
Obama
Biden,
twice. Obama twice.
Obama twice.
Then Biden, then Trump, then Biden, then Trump.
All right. So we've had more Republicans than we've had Democrats. Okay. So
We've had like one more Republican.
no. If you look at the timeline, that's 45 years, right? So
Man.
we've had more years of a Republican than we had of a Democrat, right? Even let's say 50. Let's
What
just
the
say.
hell? That has nothing, bro. The
Okay, hold
reason
on.
why
But
that's-
here's my
but
point.
the reason why that doesn't matter is because Democrats and Republicans were like damn near the same.
But you know,
Demo-
for one period, we had 12 years straight of Republicans. You know
But
that,
what
right?
I-
From
but what
1980 to 1992,
what
we
I'm
had
telling you
12 straight
is-
years of Republicans.
What I'm telling you is Democrats and Republicans, I would say during like the 90s and the early 2000s, Democrats and Republicans were like on the same wavelength, bro. They were literally voting, passing laws. Republicans loved Bill Clinton. They didn't even get rid of Bill Clinton when they had the chance.
So what I'm telling you is that when you boil it down to, oh, I just love the Democratic Party because I'm loyal, right? And you don't recognize that the Republican Party is ass, right? And they've
Yeah,
caused
I'm not
every
agreeing with that.
every economic collapse that has happened since
That's not
1980.
true. That's not
It
true.
is.
That's not
It
true.
is. Right now we're going through a recession. We went through a recession.
We're not in a
before with-
recession. Why are you saying that?
Oh,
We're not in a
okay.
recession at
All
all.
right. Okay. All right. During 2008, who was the
All right,
president
Barrett, man.
during the
Have a,
housing
good
crash?
night. Have a good night, man. You tripping. Well, here's the thing. The Democrat politician Obama, he literally bailed out the banks. I didn't like that. He should have let those banks collapse.
Again, Obama
We
did
don't
not
have-
bail out banks.
Yes, he did. He did the $700 billion bailout.
Go-
That was
Google
signed
it.
into law. Oh,
Google
my
it.
God. Oh, my God.
It's. I bet you want to bet on it. You want to bet? You want to bet on it? I bet you your show that Obama did not sign TARP. That's what you're talking. Troubled asset
You know
relief.
good and damn well I ain't talking about no fucking TARP.
That's the bailout. That's the bailout you're talking about. It's
right.
TARP.
All right.
Right? That happened earlier of 08. Barack Obama was not the president in 08.
Okay.
I bet you your show. If you're wrong, you have to stay offline for a whole week.
I have to stay offline for a whole week.
A whole week.
But we're not talking about TARP.
That's what the bailout is. The actual name for the bailout is the Troubled Asset Relief Program, right? It's called TARP, the bank bailout. That happened under Bush.
Oh yeah, you're right. George W. Bush did it.
Exactly.
He's
A
a bastard. But I
Republic.
don't like George W. Bush.
It doesn't matter. You were wrong, right?
But you have to realize
But you just
okay, I was
accredited
wrong.
Obama to
I
something he
was
didn't even
wrong.
do.
I was 1,000% wrong. I'm a man. I'm not like you. I'll admit when I'm wrong. Anyway, but at that time I wasn't a Republican supporter. I voted for Obama.
But here's the thing: you credit every black Democrat as just being brainwashed and
No,
not
the way y'all act
understanding
now is
that the
brainwashed.
Republicans have a terrible party. We have a reason not to like them. We have a reason not to like them, right? They ruin the economy. People have reasons not to like them. Right now, there's a Republican office right now, and gas is through the roof. We have a
Stop it, bro.
reason not to
Stop
like
it.
them.
You sound
You can-
dumb, bro.
you can
Gas
deny
has
all
been
you
high
want.
for 1 month. No. So no, the TARP. Okay, so if you
Obama bailed out the car companies, the auto companies. He didn't
that's
bail
what
out
I'm
the banks.
talking. That's what I was talking about.
No, you were talking about. You said banks. You said he bailed the banks
No,
out. You,
I was talking about the bailout, but I mentioned Obama bailing out the car company. That's when you talked about Ford moving to Mexico. That's
No.
Ford didn't take out the bailout money. They didn't take the bailout money. That's why they moved to Mexico.
No. Ford didn't move to Mexico. Dude, you're wrong, bro. You're wrong. You said banks.
Listen, Ford sold Jaguar so they wouldn't have to take government bailout money. But both of them did bailouts. So what's the difference? Even though I was not a George W. Bush supporter.
One did bailouts for companies that literally hire millions of employees, and the other one did bailouts for people who just gave themselves big bonuses at the end of the year.
Listen,
after ruining the economy by making
somebody
gambles.
talking about he got you. I never agreed to that shit he was talking about. Did I agree to the bet you made?
Because listen,
Barrett, straight up, did I agree to the bet you made?
No, you didn't.
Okay, so what the hell is this guy?
Because you knew you didn't know what the hell you were talking about.
I didn't know for sure. I was like, he knows, son. He sounded too confident. I was like, nah, I could be wrong.
Because I actually know politics, unlike some of us.
No. You have to remember, I was only like 18 at that time. I was 17 at that time.
I was 28 at the time.
Yeah, but I wasn't paying that close attention, so I wasn't.
Exactly. That's my point.
But what I'm telling you is I was voting for, or else I would have never voted for Obama.
But what I'm saying is I have a reason not to like the Republicans. It's not because I'm a brainwashed Democrat.
No.
It's because Republicans fuck up the economy.
You're a brainwashed Democrat because I was able to say, okay, the Democrats I like the Democrats right now. But then when the Democrats started going into stupidity, I said, no, I'm not supporting this, and I went Republican.
When was the last time we had a balanced budget in this country?
I have Andrew Jackson. Clinton did not balance the federal budget. Oh my God. He did not balance the debt, the national debt. He did not balance the national debt.
We had a surplus.
He did not. Bro, the national debt increased under Clinton. You want to bet?
To the Googles?
Do you want to bet? No, okay,
I'm not going to take the bet just like you didn't take the bet.
See, because you're scared now, huh?
Just like you were scared. You were scared a second ago, so go ahead.
Okay, so stop.
So to the Googles.
You talking about some shit that happened when you was 28. I'm talking about some shit that happened when I was 17.
That's what I'm saying, brother. We had a Republican in the White House from 1980 to 1992. And what did the black community get? Crack? Gang violence?
That's what the black community wanted.
Okay, so why you didn't blame it on the Republican administration?
A lot of black people came up during that time. Stop. My granny
the black community was decimated in the 80s and the 90s.
The black community got exactly what the black community wanted.
Okay, so why do you believe Republican Party is going to be our savior? We didn't have a Democrat in office the entire 80s.
Listen, man.
And the 80s was terrible in Chicago, New York.
Let me read that. Yeah, that's because why Democrats was running that.
Pull it up. I want to see it. Pull it up.
Okay, I'm pulling it up.
Don't hide it.
No, I'm not. Yes, the total national debt increased under President Clinton, rising by roughly $1.49 trillion over his two terms. However, his administration produced budget surpluses from 1998 to 2001. So 3 years of surplus. But the first since 1969.
Okay. So what I said was
who was the president in 1969? Who was president in 1969?
I said the last time the budget was balanced was under Clinton. There you go. That's a surplus. Listen, a surplus is better than a balance.
No, how are you balanced when you increase the national debt by $1 trillion? That ain't no balance.
He increased the national.
Listen,
okay.
Who says this? My books are balanced, but I'm in debt by $1 trillion. Your books ain't balanced.
All right, let me explain it to you.
You can't explain it to me because I already know.
You claim to be so smart. So let me explain it to you, right? If your monthly bills are $1,000, right, and you only make $900, you have a deficit of $100. That means your bills, right, exceed what you produce, what you make. But if your bills go up by $2,000 and you make $2,500, you increased your bills, but you now have a surplus, right? A surplus is better than a balance.
Bro,
so you can increase your debt while still making more money. We had a surplus.
But the debt, the national debt is what presidents are judged by. and he
You know
increased
how
the
much
national
money we
debt
make?
through pork barrel spending by 149 trillion. And this is the funny thing.
The national debt is
listen,
how
bro,
much we owe.
Listen, I know you can.
You can owe more.
You could
if
balance
you make a lot
listen,
more.
bro. You can balance your budget by borrowing, and that's what Clinton did. He just borrowed a bunch of money.
That would
ain't
increase
truly-
the debt.
That's why the debt increased.
No, but the surplus comes because you are now producing more, you have
the only
more.
thing Clinton did was make sure that the government wasn't spending more than it was bringing in for
Dude,
3 years.
You don't understand what you're reading,
Yes,
bro.
yes, I do. I understand. I'm not dumb. He made sure the government wasn't spending more than it was bringing in for 3 years. Bro was in office for 8 years. He only balanced it for 3. So he had 5 years where the budget wasn't balanced.
What I said was the last time we had a balanced budget was under Clinton. You disagreed, and I just proved it.
Bro, we had a balanced budget for 3 measly ass years.
It doesn't matter. It could have been for 2 days, but the
Man,
last
listen,
time we had a balanced budget was under Clinton.
Screw that.
Right?
You over here with Trump, you criticize him down to the damn
Yeah, and you know what else?
But
I criticized George Bush, and I criticized Reagan.
Trump? Before we're done, is there anything you like about Trump?
Oh yeah.
Tell me what you like about
his
Trump.
ability to exploit ignorance and
Oh my God!
and low IQ people. That shit is like. No, seriously, I'm being real.
I was honest,
bro.
When you asked
I'm
me,
being real.
The Democrats have exploited you, bro. They got
I
you
wish,
support.
I wish we had more people on our side that were like Trump.
Do you support children genital mutilation?
No.
So why do you vote for candidates who do?
I don't know of a candidate that
you do know. Kamala Harris. You voted for her, and she supports that.
I've never heard her say she supports.
You're lying.
Okay. Do you support protecting pedophiles?
No, I don't. I don't know who's protecting pedophiles.
There you go. All right.
So
you can pretend like you don't know that
that
your president was protecting them.
The president that I support has passed more legislation to fight child trafficking, human trafficking in America than any president in history. Trump has about like 9 different laws he signed to combat trafficking of children in America. So, and he prosecuted Jeffrey Epstein, right? He released the Epstein files, and none of the victims who we know said Trump did anything. They all said Trump, they never met him. The one victim who met him, Gouffre, she said Trump was a total gentleman when she worked for him. And
so are we totally pretending that he didn't try to?
So are you telling me that Trump went to Epstein Island?
No, he didn't go to Epstein Island.
Okay.
But he went to his house in West Palm.
Listen, what victim has identified Trump as their the person who assaulted them?
I forgot her name, but Trump was actually found liable.
You're talking about he how
many times
the crazy
was Trump
lady,
named,
the crazy
how many
lady.
times was Trump named said in Epstein?
Listen. Wait, let's one at a time. He was found liable. Did Trump rape this chick? Was he found liable for rape?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
No, I'm saying, what was he found liable of?
Sexual assault, I believe.
Okay, wasn't rape, and what did they base the liability on? They based it on her saying he did it, but they said they admitted it was a civil trial, and they admitted that they didn't have any evidence that Trump actually did anything. They basically were just going off of her word. And the lady was crazy. Do you believe Jeffrey
Epstein was a pedophile?
I believe he was a pedophile for sure.
Do you believe Trump and Epstein were friends?
I believe they were business partners. Because
What
that's
business
what they
did
were.
they have together? What business did they have together?
They were, Epstein was a real estate investor, and Trump was a real estate mogul.
He actually stole real estate from Trump.
It ain't about stole.
That doesn't sound like a business partnership to me.
It doesn't sound about. It ain't. See, you're bringing something else up. What you're trying to say is, why were they together? They were business partners.
They were together all the time. They were good friends.
They were business
Pictures together with girls and everything.
They were business partners.
So you believe that Epstein was one of the biggest pedophiles that the world's ever known. Trump was great friends with him, lived down the street from him, hung out with him all the time.
My uncle, listen, my uncle was a straight up pedophile. I grew up in the same house as that dude. I hung out with that dude all the time when I was younger. Did I know he was a pedophile? Not until he went to jail. So that means I'm a pedophile? You sound dumb. If I work at a store and somebody worked there and they get found out to be a pedophile, and this is the thing.
Are you in any pictures with your uncle with young girls?
No, I'm in tons of pictures with him, but not with young girls. I'm in.
Did you write a birthday card to your uncle saying that we have more secret? We're looking forward to more secrets together?
No, it didn't say we're looking forward to more secrets together. You're just making stuff up now. I know what you're talking about.
I paraphrased it.
Man,
Yeah, I
shut up,
it.
Barry. Here's the thing. When Trump found out that Epstein hit on a 16-year-old girl at Mar-a-Lago, he banned him from Mar-a-Lago.
That's what he said, but that's not what happened.
No, that's what everyone said. The manager
he fell out with him over a property deal.
The manager is the one who called Trump and told him what happened. The manager even said that Trump banned him immediately. The investigators investigated Trump. They talked to everybody. This is stupid. Look, the Trump pedophile.
Trump is on several interviews saying that Jeffrey Epstein likes young girls, and that was cool.
Listen,
he said that. He likes them on the younger side. He said that.
Somebody has said SA is grape. If SA was grape, then people who do SA would get. This is stupid. You can get a SA charge for telling a girl, "Hey, you got a nice ass."
So you're against child genital mutilation, but you're not against child sex trafficking.
Me and Trump are both against child sex trafficking.
No, not.
Yes, we are.
Trump was listen.
Trump
you
has
can lie.
signed bills into law.
You can lie and deny all you want.
What have you done to combat child sex trafficking?
What have I done?
Yes.
Vote for people who don't support it.
Okay, so Trump has signed bills into law, like 9 of them, issued a bunch of executive orders to stop child trafficking. At the end of the day, Trump is the most investigated president in our lifetime. They found nothing.
He said the Epstein thing was a hoax.
Besides you, because
that's words out of his mouth.
What I'm telling you, listen, this just shows you how ignorant people are. If the FBI creates a hotline that tells people to call in with any information they have about Jeffrey Epstein, and people call in talking about Elvis Presley was eating kids at Epstein Island. People call in talking about aliens was at Epstein Island. It became a prank line. Dude, they literally, my friend is so dumb. He's dumber than you. He said, man, they was eating babies at Epstein Island. I said, bro, they was eating humans. He said they was eating humans. I said, bro, they was eating humans at Epstein Island, right? He said, yeah. I said, you got proof of that? Yeah, I got proof. He sends me a picture directly from the Epstein files, bro. I Googled the picture. The picture was from a movie called Thanksgiving, which was a horror movie about people who was eating people for Thanksgiving, bro. Once that type of shit is found in the Epstein files, that stuff is not even admissible in court because it's just a bunch of people on a hotline and on an email that is open to the public throwing out bullshit. And the FBI themselves said when we would reach out to the people to get them to corroborate or to see if they can give a testify or give a testimony.
Let me ask you a question. Did Trump want to release the Epstein files?
Wait. When the FBI would contact these people, Spike Mills is stupid. These people would be like, look, my boy knows exactly what it is. But so these people would be like, oh, I'll get back to you later, never call. They would say, oh, I'm gonna meet with y'all, never show up. They would just, oh, I was just joking around. So, bro, once something is exposed to that type of shit, it's going to be hard to convict anybody on it because it's basically just a bunch of people throwing out allegations. The person who's been indicted, well, who is the closest to being guilty is Clinton. But you got no problem with Clinton. That's the guy who was in the hot tub with the girl.
Is Clinton the president right now?
It doesn't matter. He was the president. You voted for him.
Yeah, but I didn't know that when I voted for him.
You didn't know that. And guess what?
But you did. You knew that Trump was hanging out with Epstein.
Nobody was talking about Trump and Epstein in 2016. Shut up. That wasn't even a thing.
Oh no, not 2000. You voted for him right now in 2024.
Yeah, because I know he didn't do anything.
So you didn't know about the hanging out with Epstein, the pictures with young girls, and you didn't know about any of that.
Even if you really think about it, bro, Trump ran on releasing the Epstein files. So even then, nobody was accusing Trump of doing anything with Epstein. That accusing Trump of doing stuff with Epstein is relatively new since Trump got elected.
When Epstein got found guilty of child molestation, right? and he was
Yes,
giving that
by the
sweetheart
Trump DOJ. By the Trump DOJ.
while he was giving that sweetheart deal, right?
Who
No,
prosecuted
no,
Epstein?
no. I'm not talking about.
Who prosecuted Epstein?
I'm not talking about the second time.
I'm asking you a question.
Hold on.
Listen, wait, no, you hold on.
I'm asking a question first. In 2008,
listen,
when he was first found guilty of child
I'm
rape,
overruling
right?
your question. What I'm telling you is this: Trump prosecuted Epstein. Here's the common sense approach. If someone prosecutes you and you know that you got dirt on them, right? That they was on your island doing stuff, why would you sit up and let them prosecute you and not expose them? Epstein worked with a journalist trying to discredit Trump to make Trump lose the election in 2016. The journalist repeatedly asked Epstein, hey, do you got anything on Trump? Like, was he getting massages from the girls? Epstein said out of his own mouth, Trump never got any massages. He never came to the island. And he basically said he never did anything, bro. So if Epstein himself said Trump never did nothing, how is your black ass, who was not even there, gonna say, yeah, but he did do something? That's just being ignorant, bro. That alone, those statements and emails alone is enough to get Trump exonerated in any court case. Literally. Epstein out of his own mouth was like, Trump never did nothing. Gouffre, the woman whose testimony actually got Epstein convicted, said, I worked for Donald Trump. Epstein pulled me over to the island to work for him, and that's where he made me have sex with Prince Andrew. They asked her about Trump. She said Trump was always a gentleman. He never did anything. She said in her book that the Democrat Party they omitted they redacted her name from the case because she would not implicate Trump. They were like, we want you to say Trump and say Trump did something to you, and she refused to do it, and so they redacted her name. People don't understand that the Democrats are the ones who redacted all the names. It wasn't even Trump. The Democrats redacted the names because those women would not implicate Trump. If you just go do the research, you'll see all this. If you just look at it objectively, I look at shit objectively.
Who's Alex Acosta?
Alex Acosta, I don't fucking know.
Okay, Alex Acosta is the guy who gave Jeffrey Epstein that sweetheart deal in 2008.
That's fine.
We didn't have to serve any jail time.
What does that have to do with Donald Trump?
Okay, because Donald Trump elected him to I forgot what position he was. This whole Epstein thing came out because Trump was trying to give Alex Acosta a job in his cabinet, right? And everyone was like, wait, how are you going to give this dude a job in your cabinet? And he basically let a pedophile walk, right? And that's when the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing came out. It was a local.
What the hell does that have to do with anything?
My point is, right, because you're claiming that Trump is not a protector of pedophiles, but he's basically given a promotion to a guy who let his homeboy walk.
But Alex Acosta is not a pedophile, though.
No, but Alex Acosta is a judge who was the judge over the Epstein trial and let Epstein walk.
But Trump prosecuted Epstein, so why didn't he protect
Epstein? That was after the fact.
But
that
what I'm telling you is,
the fact.
If Trump is a protector of pedophiles,
he was originally looking to give the man a promotion.
Calm down, Barrett. If Trump is a protector of pedophiles, why did Trump report Epstein, then later on prosecute Epstein? Why did he ban Epstein from Mar-a-Lago? What you're saying, that's three separate things that point in the opposite direction of the claim you're making.
He banned Epstein because Epstein tried to steal a property from him.
No,
that he was looking to buy. That's what happened.
Bro, listen, the manager gave the testimony. He called Trump, said Epstein tried to hit on somebody's 16-year-old daughter. She was like, Trump was like, ban him. So you now know
he was never a member of Mar-a-Lago. You know that, right?
Listen, bro.
He was never a member of Mar-a-Lago.
But he was still allowed to come to Mar-a-Lago.
Because he was a who? Because he was a guest of who?
Donald Trump.
Okay, so when he stopped messing with Trump,
that's why you you sound like one of my family members when they trying to make a bullshit argument. So
it's not a bullshit argument.
You're trying to think of the next gotcha moment.
Well, why did he want to give Alex Acosta a position in his cabinet?
I'm not even entertaining that because it has nothing to do with anything.
So you're saying he's not a protector of pedophiles, and I'm telling you he was rewarding a judge who protected pedophiles.
Protector of pedophiles. If he was a protector of pedophiles, why didn't he protect Jeffrey Epstein?
He
That
did
was the
protect Jeffrey Epstein
No, he didn't.
for many years.
No, you're a liar. Epstein was a member of Mar-a-Lago.
When he first, he wasn't.
Epstein was a Mar-a-Lago
He
member
wasn't.
of Mar-a-Lago when he got
He
banned.
wasn't.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. I just pulled it up.
All right, whatever. He wasn't.
I know you ain't trying to bet money on it, are you?
But information on the internet is wrong. Donald Trump himself said he was
Information
a member
is
of
wrong. Epstein's membership to Mar-a-Lago remained active until 2007 of October.
That was before the trial.
You're wrong, dude. That's when the situation happened where he got banned. Remember, Trump got interviewed in 2008 or 9 by the
So why was he giving the judge who let him walk a promotion in his cabinet?
The judge is not a pedophile.
The judge is just some local judge in Florida. Why did he want that guy specifically in his cabinet?
Listen.
Doesn't that sound like a reward for letting my homeboy get off?
Somebody Bud Russell said in 2006, Trump called the Palm Beach Sheriff Department and thanked them for investigating Epstein. Come on, bro.
He thanked him so much that he wanted to give the judge a job working with him.
Listen, man, you can say whatever you want to, bro.
Google it. It's all Google information.
Bro, I'm just telling you.
The whole reason we know of Epstein. The whole reason we know of Epstein is because Alex. He tried to get Alex Acosta a job.
Let's get to the nitty-gritty. None of what you're saying proves that Trump touched kids or did anything. None of it. Everything
when he got elected in 2024, when he got elected in 2024, did he fight against releasing the files?
Listen, man.
Did he fight against releasing the files?
But why did he say he fought it? Because he didn't want to hurt the victims. Why did they redact the names? Because the victims asked that their names be redacted.
Oh, Donald Trump was a victim?
No, the victims asked that their names were redacted.
So why was Donald Trump's name redacted?
Maybe he wanted to redact it. I don't know.
Listen, you protect pedophiles, bro.
I would want my name redacted if I didn't do anything. Why would I want my name associated with it?
You're cool with the party that protects pedophiles.
No, that's you.
Cool.
Bill Clinton was the one in the hot tub.
You made my party.
Bill Clinton was
the one in the hot tub. You made my party all about immigration and
all the Democrats
LGBT,
who are mentioned
right?
resigned.
Your party's about protecting.
All the Democrats who were resigned. Somebody is saying, why protect the pedophile pimp? I'm not protecting any. What power do I have to protect anybody? This is the stupid shit black people get caught up on. What power do I have to protect Donald Trump?
You're protecting by lying for him.
No, I'm not. Even if I did lie for him, I'm not protecting somebody because I'm not jumping on the bandwagon with you about stuff I don't know. I don't know. You don't know. Listen,
you don't want transgenders in the bathroom with your daughter, but you don't mind pedophiles.
What's behind door number 1? I don't know and you don't know. You could throw a bunch of speculation out there, but until you prove it, it's meaningless.
Yeah, because it's easy to turn a blind eye to something.
No, I'm not turning a blind eye to anything.
When you're glazing, when you're over there glazing,
if they come out with evidence that Trump was doing some pedophilia, then I will despise Trump and denounce him right on the spot. You don't have any proof.
I doubt it.
You have no. So you're admitting that. Okay, let me ask you a question.
If they show Trump having sex with an underage girl, you know what your defense is going to be?
Let me ask you.
That girl looks grown to me.
Listen, man. Look, if Trump. Here's the thing. I want to ask you a question and answer honestly. Do you have inarguable proof, irrefutable proof that Trump molested underage girls and raped women?
No.
Okay, that's where I'm at with it. We all.
Do you have?
This is the
okay.
And I don't have unrefutable proof that he didn't do that.
Okay, but this is what being an adult is called. This will be an adult is called. We can use our common sense.
You just admitted. Yes, common sense says if all the victims say bro didn't do nothing, I can't say, yeah, he did. The victim.
The victims did not say that. There are definitely victims saying Trump did do something.
Bro, what's the name of the victim? The one girl who keeps on filing the case and then unfiling the case?
It's not one girl, bro. It's several girls. Please, I don't know the names of the victims.
So you don't know the names of the girls?
They redacted the names. Didn't you just say they redacted the names? I don't know the names of the victims. They redacted them.
Bro, if these victims had that happen, they can easily come out today and be like, Trump was fucking me or he was making me give him head. They can, no one's stopping them. The one little white boy came out and was like, yeah, my dad went to the parties with Trump and he was making people do this and that. So what are you talking about?
So what we're going to do is use our common sense and say, if you're trying to give an unknown judge whose only claim to fame is giving your homeboy a pass for pedophilia, you're trying to put him in your cabinet, right? What does that show me? That you're basically giving him the hookup for letting your boy walk.
Bro, the judge is not a pedophile though. The judge didn't do nothing no type
but
of
the
pedophilia.
judge's job is to punish the
Hold on,
pedophile,
real
which
quick.
he
Let me
didn't
see if
do.
I can find this girl's name. Damn it. Bro, listen, man. What I'm telling you is you've said out your own mouth that you have no proof that Trump did any of those things. You said, no, I don't have proof. So all I'm saying is, me personally, I couldn't give a damn either way. I'm not no rich dude. So what I'm telling you is, if there's no proof, why are we two black people arguing about it? It's stupid. It's a distraction.
But
when they present proof, then
because we have common sense.
We live
right?
in America. You are innocent until proven guilty.
Trump is not on trial. He's not on trial.
Listen, you don't have to be on trial to be assumed innocent until proven guilty. That's just walking around. You are innocent until proven guilty.
Listen, when it comes to me, he was guilty when the moment he started talking about it's a Democratic hoax and he didn't want to release the files.
So listen.
And he
I'm
tried
looking
to.
Up the girl. So I'm looking up the girl. The anonymous accuser dropped her lawsuit against Trump, and the circumstances around which have been bizarre. So at this point, we got this girl saying, this lady, we don't even know who the fuck she is.
Why do you think she's dropping the lawsuit?
Maybe she doesn't even exist.
Maybe public pressure?
Bro,
maybe she was bought off?
It's a ghost. It is we don't know who the lady is. Okay. I could freaking do an anonymous freaking rape claim against you. How would you even know who it was if it's anonymous?
All right. So what you're saying is that you believe that all these people who hung out with Epstein was getting down with his shenanigans, except his personal best friend.
I don't know who's Jazzy, whatever. What false information did I disseminate? Stop yourself, girl. You tripping. Anyway, man, you said right here you didn't have proof that Trump did anything, and that's the only argument I'm making. We have no proof
He
yet.
He tried to hook the judge up with a sweet job.
That doesn't mean anything. The judge could have donated $2 million to his campaign. Like, hey, hook me up with a position. People do shit like that all the time, bro. This is all speculation, and it's not even rooted in evidence. It's just, yeah, Trump. I hate that type of shit because I even had a friend. He got a movie named with his name.
You know what I hate? Pedophilia.
You don't hate pedophilia. If you hated pedophilia, you wouldn't vote Democrat. Stop it.
Well, you obviously don't have a problem with it.
I have a problem with anyone who abuses children. I love children.
But you have to have definitive proof. You have to see the video first.
Bro, just because I love children doesn't mean I can start throwing people in jail based on baseless accusations.
I mean, we have accusers.
Bro, you got
his
too
proximity
many people,
to pedophiles.
You have
we
too
have
many
him
people,
trying to hook up the judge who let his homie walk.
Listen, you have too many people weaponizing the justice system with false allegations. I literally I can't even talk about this like that, but I just dealt with a situation where we got this girl. She's 16 years old. She steals. She goes in stores, steals. She accused a security guard of raping her because he busted her for stealing at Ross. And this dude really was like getting in trouble. And then the girl admitted like, no, I made that up because I didn't want to go to jail for stealing. This is a problem. It's a problem where someone could just destroy somebody's life and get up and walk away with a baseless accusation. That's why I'm just like, give me proof. I had a personal friend who has a movie named after him, The Brian Banks Story. Girl freaking lied, said he raped her at high school, raped her in the auditorium. Bro did almost 10 years in prison just for that girl to be like, yeah, I made it up.
But we're trying to get proof, and Trump was blocking
bro. It ain't
Trump has been blocking the fact-finding mission.
No, but bro,
The reason why we don't have the proof is because of Trump.
Bro, do you know more people than just Trump has the fucking Epstein files with the names unredacted? Democrat lawmakers have the Epstein files with the names unredacted. If they were so altruistic and caring, they'll say, fuck all that. I'll do the time. Trump raped this person on this day. Here goes the proof. Here goes the evidence, bro. They have nothing. Biden had the Epstein files unredacted. That dude was running against Trump Trump humiliated Joe Biden. Jill Biden, that spicy bitch, she freaking was she was a demon. You think she wouldn't have released that shit? You know she saw him, bro. Get out of here. Everyone hates Trump.
It's all good, Brody.
Everyone hates Trump, and
the
that's
Democrats
fine,
will be the party of the transgenders, and you'll be the party of the pedophiles. It's all right.
Well, you can say whatever you want to, but what I know is
nobody perfect.
As much as the Democrats hate Trump, if there was any evidence in those files of Trump doing anything,
there is evidence he's trying to block it, though. He's going out of his way to stop us from finding it.
How can you block something that a bunch of people already have?
He just redacted. He's redacted his name.
Let me ask you a question. How can you block something?
Dude, we had to move mountains to get that damn file released.
If you should have got it released under Biden. Listen, if me and you we don't like each other, and I have evidence.
Stop saying I don't like you.
No, I'm saying if we didn't like each other, and I had evidence that you did some crazy shit, and they're like, oh, he's getting it redacted and he won't release it. I'm gonna be like, fuck you mean? I got it right here. This is what happened.
There's more than just Trump in those files. There's Prince Andrew. Okay. There's Bill Clinton. Right.
But what I'm telling you is, if all these Democrat politicians who you love are so great,
Bill Gates is in there.
We know Bill Gates is in there. He gave his wife a freaking STD.
So yeah. So I'll agree that the Democrats didn't release it because they didn't want to smear the names of the people who are in it. But Trump did the same thing.
Those are all big donors for the Democrat Party.
Okay, but so how can you acknowledge that the Democrats were purposely trying to block the release of the files, but you don't acknowledge that Trump was doing the same thing?
In the Epstein files?
Because you can literally see that it's redacted.
How do you know it says Trump under the damn the block?
Because in the context of which the conversation.
If you don't have the person's name, the context can't tell you it's this person.
If it says blank blank was running for president in 2016, then we can count, and he
Joe
won.
Biden. I can say Joe Biden.
Okay. All right. Did Joe Biden win presidency in 2016?
He won in 2020.
Okay. All right. So that's how you can do it. Use context clues.
So listen, this is what I'm talking about. If the thing says blank blank was running for president in 2016 and he won, we all know that's Donald Trump, bro. That ain't no redact. That's not being redacted. That's telling you, because he won in 2016 literally tells you it's Donald Trump. So if that's the case, go down to Washington, bust through the gates and drag Trump's ass up out of there, or go down to Mar-a-Lago. Y'all niggas, y'all talk so man. If it came out that
when Trump left office in 2020,
bro, they could be like,
he took files.
Like, a Democrat raped this girl in this day, and if that person's president, Gavin Newsom, you guys would just act like you didn't even hear.
Do you remember when Trump had files, confidential files at Mar-a-Lago, and the FBI had to go in there and get them?
Dex, are you here? I'm sorry, I had somebody in the back and I didn't even see them. Dex, where are you? Yes, you could ask 2 quick questions. Man, I'm about to get the hell out of here. Dex, you got 3 minutes to come up here, and I'm about to be going because I gotta go pick up my cousin from the airport in a little bit. So
you gotta go protect more pedophiles.
I said pick my cousin up from the airport, bro. What the hell are you talking about? You guys are done with that pedophile word, and you're just saying that so you can get my video demonetized.
Oh, that's a hot buzz. That's a buzzword.
You know what it is.
I don't do YouTube, brother. I don't know what the hell.
Shut up, Barrett. Then how's you up here? This man worked StreamYard effortlessly. I don't do YouTube, lying ass.
But I don't have a YouTube page.
You've been on YouTube since you were straight.
Brother, I don't have a YouTube page, man. I don't know.
Bro, stop eating
what
the microphone, bro.
I've never in my life made $1 from the internet.
Shut up, Barrett. Go ahead, Dex. What's the question? Unmute your microphone, Dex. You're muted.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, go ahead. 2 quick questions and make them quick.
So my first question is to you. I wanted to ask you: do you know Trump personally?
No.
You heard me?
No, I don't know Trump personally. I don't even know you personally, and I wouldn't let somebody call you a pedophile without proof.
Okay, so if I mean you insinuating, I didn't even ask my question. Yeah. So if you don't know my other question, so my other question is, if you don't know him personally, then how is it that you could just defend him as if he's totally innocent?
What defend him about what? In what way can I defend this man?
Okay, let me give you a clear visual of what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the media
I
and
don't need a visual. I understand what you're saying. I speak English. You're saying I defend him, and I'm asking you, in what way am I defending him?
you're blindly defending him.
How am I defending him? Explain it.
Okay, I'm
Nah,
trying
Trump
to,
never did that. I never said he never did anything. That would be defending him.
okay, and I'm giving you a hypothetical of what could happen when defending somebody that you don't know if they did it or if they did not do it.
But
I'm
I
saying
didn't. But I did not defend him. I said I don't know what I said. I can't cause. Listen, let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
If you don't know if I did, okay. Say say somebody got shot on the corner, right, and they died, right,
Mhm.
and somebody was like, Brandon killed that dude on the corner, and you wasn't there. Can you call me a murderer?
No, I couldn't call you a murderer.
Same exact thing. It's the
Okay,
same exact thing.
I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing with that point right there, right? But this is the thing. I sat up here and watched you literally defend him. That's the difference.
Our
You de-
community is in bad shape
when you
mentally.
say he didn't do it, that's a defense.
No, I never said he didn't do it. I never said he didn't do it. He said Trump is a pedophile. I said, how do you know that? He started
That's a
bringing up
defense.
all this. He
That's a
said,
defense right there.
that's not a defense. That means I don't know if he's a pedophile or not, just like you don't know if I'm a murderer or not. You weren't there. You didn't see it. You don't have no proof. You don't have no evidence. It's
Okay,
speculation.
let's talk about the court of law. So if you go into court of law, if you said somebody, if somebody said that you shot somebody, and the witness says that you did it, so it's up to the burden of proof for you to defend that point that you didn't shoot somebody.
No, it would be the burden of proof is on the prosecution to prove that I did it.
No, it wouldn't.
Listen, you don't know
They
what you're
already have
talking.
a witness.
Listen, let me Dex, I mean this in the most respectful way. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about because in a court of law you are innocent until proven guilty. The
Yeah,
burden
not
of,
not when
the
you black.
bro, I've been see now we're doing this shit. Look, I've been on trial before, bro. And you know what I had to do when I was on trial? Nothing. You know what I had to say? Nothing. You know why OJ didn't say shit during his trial? Because it was on the prosecution.
Hold on. OJ has similar. OJ has similar footprints like Epstein.
Listen, I'm not talking about the evidence. I'm talking about the reason why OJ didn't have to say anything because the burden of proof was on the damn prosecution. That's why when OJ put on the gloves and Reverend Jesse Jackson, no, I'm just kidding. Johnny Cochran, he said, if it don't fit, you must acquit because the gloves were evidence presented by the prosecution and they asked OJ to try the gloves on. This is America. I don't know where you think you live right now. You are innocent until proven guilty. So here's what I'm saying. I'm not going to call any man a pedophile because I understand what we go through with these false allegations of rape and all this stuff with these women folks.
So you need proof. You need proof in order to know.
Everyone needs proof. Everyone needs proof.
No. Do you? So you need proof in order to say that a kid is getting molested.
Bro, how do you know the kid getting molested without proof?
If the kid come to you and say he's getting or she's getting molested, you believe them. You just don't brush it off.
You're gonna believe
until
a kid.
You get the
You're
proof
gonna
that
believe a kid. You're gonna
didn't,
believe a kid saying that they got molested. I know a kid whose mom told her to tell a social worker that her dad molested her, bro. The kid lied because listen, bro, the kid lied because the mom told her to lie, bro.
Okay, can you listen to my point of view? I believe the kid until I get the proof that it's not true.
But in the court of law, it doesn't work like that. You're
Yes,
just
it does.
ignorant.
It works
No, it doesn't.
How many
Bro,
men are in jail innocently right now?
You don't know what you're talking about. In a court of law, you are innocent until proven guilty. That is the law. Your nigga reasoning don't override the law.
So let me ask you this simple question:
People in jail stab people that they don't even know are guilty.
Hold on, are there innocent people in jail sitting right now?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so how is it that we're innocent until proven guilty?
Because those people have been convicted based on evidence that the jury thought proved their guilt.
But they're innocent.
Yes, but they're always proved. When most of these people, when they get released, it's because new evidence is submitted. So, like I told you, with my friend Brian Banks, that guy, a woman accused him of raping her. Based on her testimony and all this shit, they determined that he raped her. Years later, she admitted, I lied. They let him out. What is that? That's new testimony. That's new evidence. So what I'm saying is
hold on, you sitting here saying all of this, but look at the Central Park Five. They were innocent people, innocent men sitting in jail for a crime, and it just so happened to
I personally don't think that Central Park 5 is innocent. But
that's you personally, but technically by law,
they're innocent.
We live in America.
They're innocent. Right? Yes.
They're innocent, right?
Yes.
But what I'm saying is it just so happened to be that Trump said that they were guilty.
But do you realize that everybody who prosecuted them was a Democrat? On top of that, even black people.
I don't care if they were Democrat or Republican because you don't know my political stance.
But what I'm telling you is this: everybody in that community, including black people, thought those guys were guilty. They got interviews
based on what?
I don't know, but what I'm telling you is they have interviews on YouTube of them interviewing black people. What do you think? Do you think they did it? Yeah, they did it. That could have been me. That could have been my mom.
You didn't say based on evidence.
Based on there was some testimony, I believe. That was given.
That's not. You just said hearsay is not
exactly. That's why they were found innocent. And really what they got convicted over. And if you really want to know the details, they got convicted because they gave testimony saying that they did it. But then they concluded later that they were forced to give those testimonies. That was coercion. So that's really why they got convicted. Because I'm a nigga who's gonna be like, I ain't admitting to nothing I didn't do. Some of their own parents told them to say that they did it. Remember,
but mind you, they were children. They were children.
Listen, but what I'm telling you is when you're saying how did they get convicted? They got convicted because they gave testimony saying they did it. And some of them blamed the other ones, saying the other ones did it. Then some of the other ones said the other ones did it. And then some of them was like, yeah, I did it. So that's how they got convicted, brother. I'm not saying that they're guilty. I'm saying that they got convicted because they gave testimonies where they admitted guilt, where they said they were guilty.
But that's the point I'm making. When we talking about children, it's different. You believe them until what? That you have the proof that they didn't do or something didn't occur.
Yes, we believe them. So when they said I did it, they believed them and convicted them.
So why isn't that when kids come out and say I have been touched on or whatever the case may be, that you don't believe them first and then you wait till the burden of proof comes?
What we do is when someone makes an accusation against someone else, we investigate, right? And an investigation usually.
Hold on. Do you know who Jarvis Butts is?
No, I don't know who Jarvis Butts is.
Okay, Jarvis Butts is the guy that just died in prison when he did that to that 13-year-old girl. We all know the case. Okay, but his sister, right? His sister saw the girl before she died, right? But she said that she could have prevented it because she could have actually investigated more about who the girl was, but she chose not to.
But
you know what I mean?
But listen, you just proved my point. She said if I would have investigated more, that is why when there's an accusation, your obligation is to invest. Bro, I work with kids, bro. I do this. This is what I do. The whole thing I'm telling you is there is a protocol to follow when a kid comes and says somebody molested them. And specifically in the field
sometimes they're not going to say it though. You have to know. We have to understand the situations.
You cannot speculate like that and throw someone in jail, bro. That no,
But that's the fact of the matter is that
You
men do
sound-
get thrown in jail for accusations.
Okay.
They're guilty until proven innocent.
No, because if you're thrown in jail because of accusation, you could bail
Dude,
out and
it's
fight your
men.
innocence.
Hold on, it's men every day that go through a courtroom right now that are innocent men that goes through a process of being accused of a crime they did not commit, and they're already found guilty before they can get gain their innocence.
Natedo said that's a lie. It was based on what the media was reporting. These were kids, and the police tactics made them do it. Trump was a dim at the time. Yes, we understand that the police, they said they forced him to make testimonies. But anyway, yeah, so what you're doing, this is a circular argument. Everyone in America is presumed innocent until proven guilty. If someone makes an accusation, it is then investigated.
Yeah, but hold on, you just said a key word, presumed.
Yeah, presumed.
You're not just completely innocent.
You're presumed innocent, though.
But
Yes,
you're presumed.
That's
a presumption.
That means that you are presumed, a presumption. That's fine. But what I'm telling you is if there's an accusation, you investigate it to see if there's any truth to it. Bro, people get accused of shit every day, bro. Like, you can't just be like, he did it, so we gonna lock him up for 20 years. Like, that would be crazy.
Okay, but you don't know. Hold on. For the fact of the matter is, you don't know Trump personally, but you coming out here telling him that, oh, he's innocent because
I never said Trump. You never heard. See, this is what I'm saying. I
sat up here and listened to you the whole time.
Listen, you sitting up here lying because we could run this tape back, and I ain't never said Trump was innocent, bro.
No, you said when you say words like, bro, did he do it?
I've been doing this for years, bro. You can't tell.
He didn't do it.
1 second you just said I was innocent, then you trying to say, well, you said this. That ain't me saying he was innocent.
Dude,
I don't know if Trump is
when
innocent.
When you say that you don't have proof that he did it, that's basically saying literally saying that he didn't do it.
All right. No, you're a man and you're being intellectually dishonest, and I don't understand why. I never said Trump was innocent. I never said that. I said, how can you call Trump a pedophile when you don't have proof?
Let me ask you straight up. Is he innocent? Done. Is he innocent?
We're done. I don't know. I don't know if he's innocent or guilty.
So why didn't you say? Why are you keep saying that you have no proof?
Trump is presumed innocent under law until guilt is proven.
You see what I'm saying? This is crazy.
Nigga, what part of what I'm saying don't you understand?
In order, we need factual.
Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, most definitely.
Was you raised with your daddy up in your house?
Yes, most definitely.
Okay, go talk to your daddy and ask him. The law of the land is a person presumed innocent until made guilty.
Us as black men, we know that's not true.
No, I don't give a damn about that bullshit you talking about black this, black that. It's niggas getting off all the time, bro. I used to be in a gang. I know niggas that done slaughtered niggas and got off with it. So stop. On a technicality, nigga, a DA reject, all that. So please stop with the black men.
Let's talk about the percentages of black men that are innocently
on another show, my brother. On another show, I gotta go pick up my cousin from the airport. I'll talk to you later. These niggas are crazy. Hey, black people be like, if we had our own country, it'll be fucked up because of niggas like that trying to kill niggas and everything else over presumed guilt. It's scary. I dread a society with black Americans with no white people to slap some sense into us. Because, dude, did you hear this dude? Is he guilty or is he? I don't know, but by the law of the land, he's presumed innocent. Oh, you defending him? I don't know that nigga. I ain't about to lose no sleep over Trump, and I'm definitely not about to get out of bed early for the motherfucker. Yes. This takes an hour arguing with crazy shit. But guys, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get over 22,000. We're 50 subscribers away. Let's get that motion going. Thank y'all. And please hit the like button. I need 100 likes. I need 100 likes on this one. Please hit that like button. I think that's you, Bucci Bear. It's me, Tariq. Anyway, thank y'all for watching this. I appreciate everything y'all do. Till the next time, peace.